Hello, I am here.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, welcome to
Arcadum.
my
How are
party.
you?
Greetings and salutations. Ooh boy.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get this party started. We are in episode 20 of Court of Curses. As we sort of pseudo-discussed last time a little bit, your guys are coming up on your Chapter 1 finish, a little finale bit. We got a lot of stuff to talk about from that point. Who wants to give me the recap so far?
I will do it. So,
Yay.
last time, we defeated Chandis. We took out everybody except the one coward that got away. But he was not relevant, and he did nothing that was of any import.
Somebody's
I'm
on
not worried
Google
about it.
Translate listening to things and how they're said. Continue.
Yeah. So we loaded up all the bodies and collected all the loot, put it in a wheelbarrow, and brought it all back. And then we talked to Ty, gave him the down low, and he gave Vale the land that she was promised. And we selected to get a mine and a forge and possibly a farm,
Yes.
a sheep farm.
Yeah.
If Paps answers the letter and comes to help us out. And then Ty has requested that in a month or so, after we've recuperated and got everything settled down, that we go investigate one particular statue that was up at the Broken Brothers.
Yes,
And
the
you gave
Metamark.
us Yes, the Metamark, thank you. And so therefore we agreed, or at least Vale did, and now it is time for us to do our thing with Eason that we were promised, that he is yet to do.
No, there's a lot to go over, not just
Oh,
the
yeah.
Asian stuff.
We have a lot to do.
Because there is a so I'm just
Oh,
gonna
and we got an obsidian mine.
yes, very
That's
good
the-
roll,
very important.
very good roll. Okay, so I know we have a lot to get through, and I don't want to overwhelm people, but I have some out of character logistics to speak about first.
Okay.
So, at the end of this month, whenever you would go to the Menarch, that is your official start of Chapter 2, right?
Yes.
So, you have basically until then to work out some kinks in character and all that stuff. The big reason is because I will need to take a small break in order to write and prepare for Chapter 2. Most notably, I'll need to make a whole new set of maps. I will also need to make new music because I'm going to be trying to up the production quality a little bit more this time around. The break shouldn't take too long. I'm going to try and time it with the breaks with all the other groups as well so I can fully focus on writing. But there's a chance that won't really be possible. But generally speaking, we should be able to finish today's session with... Well, I mean, it's really dependent on you guys, but essentially these next few sessions are going to be prepping and setting up for the month, and also how you guys want to spend your downtime, like training and things like that. There's lots. There's a lot. Romance, sure. There's a lot of options that are on the table, and I want to make sure that you are satisfied with your characters. Keep in mind that there are some limitations to things that you can do. Most notably, that it's going to take time for your mine to be built, for your smithy to be built, for your estate to be built.
Yep.
However, there are some other things as well, like recruiting foremen. You guys gave me the statistics for your regent, who you'll be meeting this session,
Yay.
and a bunch of other stuff as well. But just to give everybody out of character rundowns, each other group is more or less hitting their Chapter 2 spike, with the exception of the ones that started later. But anybody who's at, and also Edge of Twilight, since theirs works a little differently, but basically anybody that is around their episode 20-ish mark is going to be hitting their chapter 1 finish soon and setting up for chapter 2, which is the next story arc, as was discussed when everybody signed up at the very beginning, just to make sure everybody's clear that nobody was blindsided by any of this. People knew this was coming. So,
Nani?
there are some other things as well to go over. Let's see here. Wait, I missed that. What did you miss? Okay, anyway. So, the next thing that we'll be going over as well, if you want to, this is not a thing that you have to do. This is a thing that you can do if you want to. Now is the premium and best time to do any character change if that is what you want to do. That means major changes, like class changes, making a new character if that's what you want, and things of that nature. Because of having an estate, and you'll be attracting followers, vassals, things like that.
Yeah.
It's a good point in the story for you as a player to do that if that's what you want to do. I'm not saying you have to make that decision now, but you basically have until the last session, which is when we lock in all the changes, and then I begin work on chapter 2. So you have until then. So you've got this session and probably next session after that. It depends on how long you guys take, obviously, but it's one of those things. But now is the best time to do any of those types of changes or any sort of major character work like that requires downtime.
All right.
I just wanted to make sure everybody had the out-of-character logistics clear and all that good stuff. Alrighty. So, let us begin. Once again, to confirm for chat's sake, the party has chosen for their minor estate to have their main building, obviously, which comes with it, and then 3 auxiliary buildings. Your choices were a Tier 1 forge for 1,000 gold pieces, a Tier 1 mine for 1,000 gold pieces, in which we rolled to be an obsidian mine, and then a Tier 3 sheep farm. Correct?
Yes.
Everything correct so far? Okay.
Depending on what Paps wants to do.
Okay. Well, it takes time for letters to travel, and times for responses, and all of that kind of stuff, and time for these things to be built. So, you've got 30 days from this point forward. I'm going to go ahead and put that in big numbers here. 30 days. You've made some residual plans, and now it's time to actually do something for those 30 days. So, day 1, what is it that you would like to do? This is a per character thing as well. Your regent should be arriving on day 5. It will take them to travel here.
So I sent out the letters before we went to deal with Chandis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't know when you're gonna get a response.
No, I know that. I'm just putting it in for a time frame for people to remember. I would like to talk with Ty as well as see about learning the Japanese.
Okay. So, let me get everybody here. Because you all get to do whatever you want during this time. So.
What day will the forge and mine be complete?
It'll take 6 days for that to be built.
Okay.
So you've got 6
free
days. You got 6 free days to not be in the mine screaming with your dwarven friend.
Now,
Get 6 days with them, guys, and then they're gone.
That's it. That's all you get from me is 6 days, and I'm gone. You'll never see me again.
yeah, I mean, he's already talking about using the rations so that way he could work more efficiently and just not come out.
Yes.
Give me the masterwork.
You got 6 days, Vale. You got 6 fucking days, and I'm gone.
Holden. Why is it not like human size for the entrance?
Because I can only reach so high when I'm mining a hole.
Just squat down. Your intrusive thoughts.
So we need to find, if we're gonna get people to help on the mine, they have to be dwarves. Cause
Must be
best
fine
mine.
with
I mean,
cramped spaces.
I mean, one of you could pick up a pickaxe or shovel and also make the hole bigger. That works as well.
I feel like if I started, you'd be like,
Or
Yeah,
you
like
can
me.
just hold me and I can dig a hole for you.
Alrighty.
I have a shovel.
oh, is that why they call you Holden?
Good job, Took. You have a shovel. All right, Vale. What would you like to do on your first day?
I'd like to go to talk to Ty.
Okay, but barring that, what action would you like to take?
I would like to see about training with him as well as
You want to start
learning-
working on Samurai?
Yeah,
Okay, that'll be an all-day thing.
I gotcha.
Okay, Samurai training.
I also, at some point, just sell off all the other junk that we have.
That's fine. That's something you can do
Yeah.
residually. You don't have to spend
Yeah.
time to do that until you get a market at least.
All right, done.
So, Samurai training begins. That's 1 out of 10 days. Alrighty, Took.
I want to become a rune knight.
You want to become a rune knight.
Hell yeah, from Ethan's subclass thing.
So, you want to walk Easen's path.
Hell yeah.
Alright. Rune knight.
Ranger.
Do you want the ranger or the fighter version? Because he's the fighter version.
The ranger version.
Okay. And that is not the rune knight. That is the rune seeker.
Ah.
Oh,
Okay.
not as cool sounding.
Well, he's a fighter. He's not a ranger.
I know. I know.
All right. All right, Coffee. What would you like to do?
I would like to investigate the Rune Seeker to see if it's something that I would like to pursue.
What is it? What does it do?
Oh, okay. So, Rune Knight for the fighter side allows you to use magical runes to infuse upon your weapons and armor, which gives them temporary benefits. These are magical effects. Essentially, look at it like this. As a Rune Knight, you will have a series of weapon and armor properties that you'll have in your pocket that you can slap onto your weapon and armor as you fight, and it lasts a certain amount of time. So that's what you do in combat. This is also true of Ranger, although theirs is a little bit differently, and your primeval awareness is replaced with an arcane sight because you actually seek out magic. Yeah.
That's
The
pretty
runes
cool.
generate exposure as normal.
Okay, so here's the thing about that. They generate exposure on the weapon, right? But there is a built-in mechanic for that because the weapon's quality depicts how much exposure it can have in it, and if you overbear it, it'll break. You'll just shatter equipment trying to put magic into it that it's not ready to take on. And if it breaks, then that expends a lot of exposure. So it's a kind of a risk-reward type thing. That being said, it should be noted that if you don't choose the fighter path of the Rune Knight, the limitations are... Basically, Rune Knights get all the runes. Seekers get a limited set of runes, but they get some supernatural powers to offset it.
That sounds sick.
They're both relatively the same power level, though, so it's not a big deal. In addition to that, you also get a very important other power, and that is you get to make runes, which is probably the coolest part, in my opinion, of the Rune Knight and Rune Seeker, is that you can use your downtime to craft runes. And you can do things that can allow you to mix runes together, that allow you to apply different effects, and you can even... It's basically like making your own potions, kind of. Except that they don't affect you, they affect your armor and equipment.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's what they are. What would you like to do, Race? Oh, is that not... Were you saying something else, Kavi?
It's fine. No worries.
No. What were you? What
Say it.
did
Yeah,
you
what-
want to do?
What'd you want?
It's okay. Just go to the others. It's fine. I'm just taking notes.
Oh, okay. Race, what do you want?
I'm going to look for the granny that was healing. Izin's friend.
Ombawa?
Yeah, Ombawa.
Okay.
And I'm gonna try to have her help me get the trick for the medicine kit.
Okay, so you're retraining a trick that you already have.
I don't have the trick for medicine.
Well, that's what
have
that's what I'm
proficiency.
saying. If you don't have a class that gives it to you, you can't have it.
Oh, okay.
Dimmadorn.
You can retrain into something else if you want.
Like a different class to get it?
Yeah, you can change class if you want. Okay? To be clear, you cannot gain things like that. You can change classes, reorient yourself, and all of that, but you can't spend time in town and gain features unless you have specific story reasonings for that.
Okay. Can't do
Is
anything.
there a rune cleric?
Is there?
Yeah, there is, and it's dwarf only, so it's pretty great.
What's the thing for rune cleric?
So it's called the Rune Singer, and it's pretty good. You get all the stuff that runes. So all the other runes that everybody's been using and been talking about, you get access to those, but you get to apply them to your spells.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
I would
pretty good.
I would like to go into rune cleric then.
All right,
Rune
Rune Singer.
Seeker.
Rune Singer, got it. Zu'el.
I am going to change my kit proficiency from climber's kit to camping kit.
Climbers to camping.
Yay!
Okay. That only takes a day.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
I did have one small question.
What's up?
Is there a rune bard?
No. Not that's available here.
That's a shame.
Well, if you did that, you wouldn't have your bow that you wanted.
Holden, what would you like to do?
I too will sit with Eason and learn the way of the Rune Knight.
Rune
now
Knight.
more interested. Rune Fighter. What?
Yeah, that's Rune Knight. Yep.
Rune Knight, yeah.
A lot of rune boys going on in here.
Oh shit.
Is there a rune samurai?
No.
Also,
Sad noises.
does the rune stuff, do any crafting stuff outside of combat? You put
Yes.
it on the thing? Okay. Yes.
Make a rune.
Yes.
So the biggest thing that it does for outside crafting, just outside of making runes, is that a rune can be a supplement for a spell cast. So if you ever wanted to enchant your items, you wouldn't need a spellcaster necessarily. You could use runes to supplement the spellcasting portion. I will say it is more expensive overall to do it that way because you have to make the runes first, which costs time and money, and then you have to then expend those runes in the process of making the item. So having a caster do it would be cheaper, but you can do it that way and be self-sufficient. So
Yeah, just let me bleed on it. It's fine.
alrighty.
All right. All
Good
of the
stuff.
items have been added into the dump trunk.
I have a question.
Yeah, what's up?
Does the subclass replace the subrole?
Yeah, it replaces everything in your subclass.
Yeah.
And would the rune seeker have the arcanist stuff or no?
I believe the rune subclasses replace all those subroles, and they give you Mana Knight instead.
Oh, Mana Knight. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, isn't that the fancy one Zu'el has?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the fancy one.
Oh,
Means you get a cantrip.
I get a cat.
But you lose
talk.
you lose your arcane proficiency.
What arcane proficiency?
Well, two.
Oh,
How what?
He's a Warden of the North, right?
But he loses that.
Yeah, but he doesn't have any proficiencies from it. Besides his weapon.
I thought his Arcana was just what he took at level 1.
Yeah, he took it at level 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm with you now.
Yeah.
Wait, so if a Rune Seeker gets Mana Knight, do they get spellcasting as well?
Yeah, that's part of if you
They
read
get
Mana Knight.
they get a very limited form of it, but yes.
Oh.
They get to pick a.
Rune casting.
I think I'm gonna rethink about that Rune Seeker thing.
All right. What would you like to do instead?
Before that, would I be able to get eventually get Mastery and Alchemist kit with my martial role? Or Wonder?
You get that as a feat. You can take a feat for that, which is at 4th level.
Yeah, you need mundane for that.
I mean, I don't have the trick for it. So
you would have to be mundane to get the trick.
You could take a feat at 4th level
Yeah.
to get you on that path, but yeah, mundane is for items.
Okay, so I don't think I'd be able to get to Mastery for Alchemist kit then.
Well, you can through feats,
Yeah.
but it's just a longer path.
Yeah, it takes longer.
But I want it now.
When you say longer, you mean like after level 5, or is it actually possible within level 5?
Was it looking for a kit mastery?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's possible for you to get the trick, and the feat gives you mastery eventually. I believe it's at level 6.
Oh. And we're only doing a level 5 for now, right?
Well, yeah, but it's not going to always be that way. Like,
Oh. Okay. I need a little bit of time for this. I just got to think a little bit.
How much does the chain scythe sell for?
The Kirsi Gamma.
Yeah.
100 gold pieces.
All right. And we'll hold on to the mall for now.
I guess the rest. I'm assuming there's no Rune Warlock class.
No.
Didn't think so. Good. I didn't want it anyway.
I have notes to look at.
I will spend the rest of the time researching blood magic. I don't think there's anything else that I need to focus on outside that. Yeah, so we'll say for now do 2 weeks worth of blood magic research. And then I'll see what I got and go from there.
Wait. Oh my god. Holden has more HP than me. Fuck.
I've always had more HP than you. I just can't take half damage.
Bomb, bomb, bomb.
I have a small question. Is there anyone that could teach me how to bard?
Yeah. You can summon a trainer and then learn to be a bard.
As tempting as the Rune Seeker is, I'm still trying to figure out what would be the best way to offer ultimate team support. And so I'm kind of stuck between Bard or Rune Seeker.
Would the Runeseeker really give a lot of support? Or would that just be more self-focused with the runes?
Depends on the runes.
Yeah.
She builds for it, she can. I'm gonna tell you right now, it's not gonna support like a Bard will, though.
I was gonna say, yeah, Bard. I don't think you're gonna be able to be a Bard.
So Eason had a rune that did a heal, didn't he?
Well, yeah. There are... It depends on the rune setup that you use.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you'd have limited number of those, so if we're off for a while and we don't come back to get more runes crafted, we just run out. They'd be more like potions and that kind of idea.
Is that how they operate, Arcadum? Or do they recharge after a period of no use?
So, it's based off of rests. So during the long rest, you can change what runes you have available. It's kind of like prepping spells. And then during short rests, your runes come back.
Gotcha.
Oh.
But the thing about them is that they are limited in their capacity. They aren't spells, and they can only affect armor and weapons, and sometimes other equipment. So for example, if you use a heal, like the one that Eason was using, that puts strain on your weapon and equipment. And the strain, so basically the exposure is taken by the item. Now Eason has his gauntlet, which is attuned to him, and it's got some special rules, but generally speaking, when you take when you take exposure into an item to use a rune, the item essentially has a maximum number of pool it can take. And then once you reach it, then it breaks. And since those runes have to be placed on the weapon ahead of time, you can't just switch your weapons out as they start to get burdened. So it requires a lot of setup.
Don't worry, I will craft you the perfect weapon.
Anyway,
You can use all the runes.
So if you are a martial class, here's what the basic rune stuff does. I put it in notes for you.
Copy. Thank you.
Oh, perfect.
So essentially, what you'll be doing is you'll be taking different runes. The one you start with, the one you start with, is the most basic rune of all, which is Veld, which is to write. You need Veld in order to write any runes at all. So it allows you to write in a magic script. If you finish your training in this class, then you'll be given some starter runes by Eason, based off the ones that he knows that you're able to actually use. It should be noted that this is one half of the class, of the subclass. The other half is that you'll get Mana Knight, which is the sub-role.
Would it be possible to train my class into Paladin? And is there a rune version of the Paladin?
Negative.
Okay.
Is the list for Alchemist Feat finished yet?
The list for what?
The Alchemist Feat?
What do you mean the list? The feat,
Like, I mean,
the feat's straightforward.
So what's the feats?
For alchemy,
Yeah.
you gain proficiency in the alchemist kit, and you gain a list of starter recipes. If you already have proficiency, you gain the trick. If you already have the trick, you gain the mastery, and then you gain the ability to learn recipes.
Wait, so I get both. If I pick the Arcanist sub-role, I get both Forbidden Knowledge and Arcanist tools.
If you pick the path, yes.
Oh. Yeah, I'm gonna be retraining into Warden of the East to get the Arcanist sub-role.
Okay, so you're changing your mind. You're not going to be learning rune stuff. You're going to be learning
Warden of the East.
All right.
Yeah.
That means I can fix that on the sheet. That means I have to fix all your weapons now.
Okay, Warden of the East only takes you 5 days. Since it's the same class. And a common subclass. Okay. Okay. So now that we have that, are we all locked in for our first day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you set on switching to Bard? Void.
Yes, I would like to try to be an off healer so that way try to
Not
lighten the
so-
load.
Yeah.
Okay.
But my type of barding will involve cooking, so there won't be any catamount.
Oh, yes. That is the best kind of bard. Holy shit. That's so cool. Dale will approve. Are you trying to romance me?
I think instead of going the rune cleric, I want to go paladin.
Oh. Okay.
Nani?
I'm looking at you with my eyes. Okay, Reese. So
Nani?
instead of Rune Singer, you wish to change to Paladin. Alright, that's a class change. It's going to take you 10 days.
All right.
Goodbye, Vale.
Can't hear it, but I'm silently fangirling. It's fine.
Okay, so to be clear, I have Vale beginning her samurai training. Took training to
Yes.
Warden of the East. Coffee is training to Bard.
That is correct.
Okay. Race changing to Paladin. And
Correct.
Holden is training to be a Rune Knight.
Yes.
And Zu'el is training his Climber's Kit to a Camping Kit proficiency.
Yep.
Alrighty. Day 1 complete. Day 2. Vale, would you like to continue your samurai training?
Yes.
Okay. Day 2 of 10. Took, would you like to continue your training to Warden of the East?
Yes.
Day 2 of 5. Coffee, would you like to continue your Bard training?
Yes.
2 of 10. Race, would you like to continue your training?
Yes.
2 of 10. Holden, would you like to continue your training?
Yes.
2 of 10. Zu'el, what would you like to do on the second day?
Research more blood magic using the notes.
Research spells. Blood. Okay. Alright, that's a random roll. Let's see if fortune's on your side.
$29 days. It better be on my side, damn it.
Here we go.
Nope.
And that. All right.
Oh.
Oh, huh?
Oh. Monkey noises. That's all we're gonna hear in the mines. Just monkey noises when we get replies.
No.
Nah, it's canary noises because you got
All right,
the mind.
Coffee. I have a job for you. Since you can do that like fly thing, right? Can you like fly while like horizontal to the ground? And like fly through those small holes and go bring them out because they have not showered in 3 weeks.
Got prestidigitation. They put
Yeah,
it
but
on a room.
They also haven't had a good meal.
Okay, I'm not gonna stand for that. Both of you.
She's the grandma of the group.
Do you mean I've been eating Paps' meals this whole time? Now it keep me energy.
Uh-huh.
Oh my god, no. Don't waste the good rations. No.
Well, I mean, let's ask the question. How long do the rations last? If they're gonna spoil in a month, I need to eat them.
Oh,
I mean, like, in general. If they only last a month, I need to eat them before the month is up.
they're rations. They last for a year.
Oh.
Not when it comes to masterwork ones.
All right,
I think.
Zu'el, you have discovered a spell that you can start to learn called Crimson Wind.
Oh.
Crimson Wind.
Yep.
Yeah.
Your progress is 1 out of 6.
Zu'el, keep this up. You can learn how to bloody fart. You know, I sounded very...
I'm
that spell sounds
mildly
very...
offended. Mildly offended.
I don't know if I want to learn this spell now.
The Chipotle spell, yes.
Zool, you're going to learn it. We're going to workshop it, and then we're going to see all the splatter.
Crimson
It's going to be a good
Wind.
day.
All right. Calm the fuck down. All right, Vale, would you like to continue your training?
Yes, Coffee, you have 13 extra arrows.
Took, continue your
Yes.
training.
Yeah.
Coffee, continue your training.
Yes.
Race, continue your training.
Yes. And he just returned back from AFK. Sorry, he left a message on the thing.
Oh, okay. Holden, continue your training.
Yes, sir.
Continue your research, Zu'el.
Yep.
Okay.
I don't think he's gonna stop.
Well, I'm gonna ask each time. That
Oh,
way
just
nobody,
Oh my
feels
God.
like they're getting ignored.
He's so prepared and so thorough.
Oh my God. You're lucky you're not across the table from me right now.
What do you do? Blow me a kiss?
It's my fist.
Are you gonna call it the heart piercer?
Good
He's
old,
going to get the chocolate.
good old fist kissies. All right,
Ooh, those are my favorite.
Vale, 4 out of 10.
It's like
yes?
my father used to give me.
All right, 2.
Yes.
Continue. Yes.
Yeah.
Coffee. All right, I'm gonna
Yep.
take it that you guys are gonna continue till somebody says something.
Yeah.
Pretty
Alright.
please.
All right.
It's just Zu'el is the only one who has the option to.
Well, he's on 3 out of 6. He's like,
Yeah.
he's in the shit now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, wait,
It's
wait.
finals week. He's
I gotta
cramming.
power up for this. Hold on.
Yeah. If we start using if we start going all night long, can we go faster?
No.
Help.
There, Holden.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. That's
So-
day 4. We are now on day 5, which is where you get to meet your regent.
Yay!
Come back tomorrow. We're busy.
I mean, Luke would be down if you want to do Luke as the regent.
Also, Took, you have finished your Warden of the East training.
Nice.
Training complete.
Edit. I'll swap all the stuff on your stuff. Let me
We
see.
get to have request weapons from like Ethan, right?
Well,
Yes.
he's training Holden.
Holden.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
so he can't craft anything for you until he's done training Holden.
Okay.
Also, we don't have our forge yet, so that's
Well,
number 2.
That's almost done.
Yeah.
Yes. Close.
Make them bleed. What did you get for that? You got make them bleed and
How much does that artificer alchemist kit go by?
300.
no, that was way more than that. I thought it was
Wait,
like
what-
2,000.
Yeah, the one that can make golems.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
2,000.
Makes golems? Like, yeah, that was
Yeah.
Yeah.
basically.
Let me just have that.
Yeah, he said artificer, which is the 2,000 gold one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought he meant the basic one.
Because I do still have 2 bundles of silk. So if Ty still buys it from us at
We're not selling them. I'm not selling our stuff here because it's the lowest price we could get because this is literally where they're being produced.
No, yeah, I know. But if I remember that Ty is buying it from like what market price or something.
Yeah, 20 gold.
Yeah, it was,
20 gold at the market.
you weren't getting a lot for it.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought.
If we went to like the Pale City or like somewhere away from here, we could get up to like 50 gold a piece.
I mean, if it's buying from the merchants, then yeah. But if it's buying, if it's selling directly from to Ty, wouldn't that be more? Because I thought
Why would he buy
Arcadum
them?
said that. I thought Arcadum said that he'll be buying them for some reason.
Yeah, he wouldn't be buying them, but we'd be selling them here. And the offer was 20 gold. We could sell them to Elrond for 25 at the time.
All right.
I mean, market has changes, my dude. Supply and demand.
Mm-hmm. I'm
Yeah.
just sad that I won't be able to do the rune bard.
Yeah, but you either do the cool bard.
Don't worry, lass. I can put some runes on your fancy and your and your
Also,
swords.
I'll be
If you
happy
wanna
to help
do-
too.
Yeah, I guess.
It's not a crime to make sure the man eats while he works.
No, I'm saying is if you're gonna do the whole thing with like food, wouldn't you want to be the one to have the camping kit?
Yes, remember we talked about the possibility of having 12 camping kits because I wasn't certain if I should get another healing kit or not. And if it's better for me to get a healing kit, then yay, we could go that route.
Oh, yeah, if you want to do healing kit. I mean, Zu'el could also do the healing kit instead. Because
But-
having two people with a camping kit really doesn't double, like, we don't get any real benefit for the most part. Unless one of us dies, that'd be like the only benefit.
I make people believe I don't patch them up.
Alright. You can get the
He removes the
medicine.
blood
I
from
mean,
them.
honestly, you with the medicine kit would probably be one of the best because you have the highest movement speed on the battlefield.
So I will be definitely making a note to do that after training.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Alright.
And so, your map isn't ready yet, so for the time being, this is,
Did you see my message?
huh?
Hey, our house looks very close to Ty's.
What
The one I
message?
sent you like last week.
No.
I said I could do it, and you said nothing.
Oh, sorry. I must have not seen that.
I was left on red.
Well, it doesn't matter. It's something I'm gonna have made official anyway. So, what was I
okay.
doing? What was I doing? Oh yeah, let me clean up this fucking gross map real quick. There's some people leaving shit everywhere. Alrighty,
Peed in the pond.
it's
That was
time.
me.
Okay, and what is essentially the skeleton of your estate? You are approached by what is announced to be your regent. Oh boy, hope you all are ready.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm ready. Yeah.
Hey, let's see him.
Let me review everything.
Oh god.
Yes, they have 5,000 platinum. Yes.
Do we have the abilities? Oh, it's under abilities. I see. Archetype. You're switching to what, Duke? East?
Yep. Going for the Arcanist build.
Yeah, Warden of the East. I'm still choosing between the glaive and the pike.
Oh, I have to get rid of that. Okay.
I would say glaive. Glaives are cool
How come?
because they're just cool.
Well, glaives have a beautiful edge and they're perfect for, cleaving.
I
And
don't really
dismantle
care
the
how it looks like.
I mean, if you're gonna be in melee, you're gonna.
Kind of lame.
What are you gonna do?
Besides, could you
Here?
imagine the sheer amount of delight when you twirl it into your hand and cleave an
I'm
opponent's
playing
head
this because I like this song. I don't care.
off? Ooh.
I mean, spear you can dual wield, but with the glaive you could two-hand it.
Alrighty. And you are approached by an ebony-skinned dwarf with long, intricate blades. His hair moves down past his back, and he has approached you in his full half-plate mail. The exposed parts of
Yes.
his body are covered in intricate tattoos, which depict his many deeds as a servant of the Soldier of Shadows, deep beneath the Demon's Deep. You can see also his rank is tattooed upon his shoulder, showing many signs of it being removed and upgraded. The man approaches you 2 axes at his side. They are sheathed, and curiously, they seem to be great axes, but their halves are coiled up into themselves, much like Elrond's weapon.
Oh,
He approaches you with a very stern and stoic face. And you see this guy.
Let's go. I'm so excited.
There he is.
Whoa.
Oh my god. A pit lord. Oh my goodness. Dude, look at him. He's
Oh, look
yoked.
at that worm thing.
He's yoked.
He's almost as jacked as me.
He will approach, and he will stop before you, and then he will say, "Greetings, salutations, and all that. Who's the leader of this establishment?"
That would be me. I take a step forward and kind of hold my hand out. Name's Valentina Dragonheart.
He'll walk up, and he'll shake your wrist, and then he will take a step back. Things are a bit different from where I come from, so I know that in Haikyō they've got this thing about bowing. I'm not going to do that. I received your letter, and I received your official recourse with the Thane. They've accepted your alliance, and your Lord Tai has signed off as well of my assignment as your regent. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them. But if you don't have any, I'd like to get to work.
No, if you need anything from me, you know where to find me. I've already gone through some of the paperwork and got it all set up for you.
Good. Well, there's nothing else. Then I'll get right to it.
I like it.
I've taken a look at your finances and your defensive positions. There's a few suggestions that I have. He will then hand you some parchments.
I will take them.
You will see that you're a scribe, so
Yeah.
you can write with a calligraphic script. This guy does not have that. He has a foreman's hand. His writing and his drawings are efficient and practical. There is not a taste of the flowing, flowery display that your calligraphy has taught you. He is pure practicality on the sheet. It seems that his suggestions seem to be pretty run-of-the-mill, I suppose, in terms of martial suggestions. There's some funds that he suggests that would be needed in order to build a wall, some places to put some watchtowers, and other such things. There is also, you'll notice, a piece on the personal request that he would like to try his hand at crafting a weapon from the obsidian vein that you have found. Mostly this is a personal request.
Oh, I like him already.
Oh, you have a bit of skill with the forge?
Well, all my people do. I've always wanted to work with obsidian. Well, at least obsidian that wasn't being shoved into my face.
Yeah, as long as you can find time, you're welcome to use the forge as you want. I think we should be able to have enough with the vein that we found to spare a few here and there for personal requests.
Good.
As for the request, I have a few other ideas, especially when it comes to those lookout points. I was thinking about we have a member who's very partial to high heights. If we can put one up in the mountains there, that she could have a bird's eye view, if you could say.
I thought about that, but if you look here, as he points at the paper and a part that you weren't even sure
I squat
was
down
text.
so he can actually point.
He points at it, and you'll see some text that you didn't even realize was there. You thought it was just a smudge, and you realize it's his fine print. It's very difficult to read. And he says, right here, I've indicated that any sort of higher towers than this point is going to be met with too much wind resistance. Your shots will go wide. The winds dip down low here along the mountains. It's good for us as well. It means that any siege equipment's going to have a hell of a time hitting anything on the wall, at least accurately. But it also means that we won't be able to return fire. I do have some suggestions that perhaps we move a vault, and if you have the funds, perhaps even our own siege equipment that will use gravity at our beck and call. A catapult or trebuchet launching appropriately over this top of the wind won't really matter much where it hits, especially if we use flammable materials. But those are all aspects of another time. You're just getting started.
Excellent. This wouldn't be more for a returning fire, more for just someone to keep a lookout. She can, I kind of say a little quietly, she can fly.
He'll blink. Okay.
And she's particular to high places.
Well, I'll see what I can do. I've also seen here that you have a foreman on the way, a mine and forge being built, obviously, and you have a farm being raised with sheep, and you have already a farmer on the way, a Mr. Paps.
Well, we have yet to hear word back from him. Once he gets back with the word,
How far away is he?
He's just up. What would you call that place? It took us less. I mean, for him to get here, it'd be about a month. He's just a little north of here, kind of where you that off shot from the court, the Broken Brothers. There, he's a little bit farther south, maybe like a day or two south from there.
I see. Well, in that case, there's just one other issue to speak of. Such an estate of this size won't require a lot of guards, but it will still require some guards, especially while you are away. I have brought a few of my own men with me, but I do not wish to be presumptive. I don't know how you feel about dwarven warriors. If you have any specific warriors that you would like to station as your guard, please inform me. If not, then I'll use my boys. Make me an insight check.
All right. 19.
All right. With an insight of 19, you get the feeling that the man is only stating this because it is expected of him to do so. He does not actually believe that you're going to find better warriors, and you feel as if you might insult him to suggest otherwise.
Oh no, we have a dwarf in our party. I'm quite partial to the straightforwardness of dwarves. It's quite refreshing.
Good. Oh, speaking of which, I'm Jacome. I have no clan name.
Well, nice to meet you, Jacome. Hope to get to know you a little bit better here. Yeah, I think if anything else comes up, you know where to find me. I know where to find you.
All right, he'll give a deep nod, and then he'll say, I'm going to get to work. And so he goes about his time. All right, so he's going to be down here in the staff area until we get a proper map made. The staff area will, every once in a while, as you are lords of the estate, you may be approached by your staff with different issues that need your handling. To be clear, while you are here, they will come to you. When you're gone, they will come to Jacome.
Yes.
Also, the artist of Jacome's temporary art is Antonio J. Manzanito. Manzanito. Oh, that's hard to say. It's only temporary art, but he did a good job, and I wanted to make sure that.
Yeah, looks really nice. See that fucking fish thing's looking crazy.
Alrighty.
Screams pit boss.
That's swimming in our pond.
What is a pit lord in your world?
So a pit lord is someone who raised themselves up out of the fighting pits and bought their freedom. Slavery in Corvinus, generally speaking, is not an okay sort of thing, although there are some backwards corners that do use it.
Yeah.
However, in Dwarvish society, those that have wronged themselves and been exiled from their clan are given very few options in life to regain their status. One of which is service in the pits or service in the Bridge of Shadows as the Vanguard. Basically, punishment by front line. And it seems that Jacome is one of the few that has survived this punishment to reclaim his honor. The dwarves are very much a caste system, and if they're not a road dwarf, that is. They're not a surface dwarf. But any dwarf that adheres to the actual rigidity of the traditions of their people, it's a very caste-based system. Everybody is born into the caste that they are in, and it's very hard to move up. It's very hard to move up, and mistakes can send you down, and it's a whole other thing. But
Yeah.
the extent of your knowledge, a pit lord is someone that has bought their freedom with their skill in battle.
So he's quite skilled in battle. Excellent.
He is, yes. Yes, he is. Alrighty.
Oh, you think you could take him, lass?
I will have to ask him for a spar later.
Okay.
You should have seen this coming.
What? No, I don't mind.
Oh.
I'm just keeping things rolling. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
We got a lot of days to get through. God, I fucking love this song.
Oh,
And Warframe's got some good ass music.
Oh,
I've never played.
well, you need to.
I personally
This
think the
one's-
game's kind of mid, but the music's fucking sick.
yeah.
Oh yeah. I like the cinematic pieces. Not gonna lie, it's like my favorite part.
Alrighty, Vale, continuing your training.
Yes, I am.
Took, you are now a Warden of the East. What would you like to do next?
I do have a question about the research notes that we got from the Blood Mage.
Yeah, what's up?
Is it just like a list of spells, or is it actual like stuff
Nope,
that's
It's research in general. What do you want to do with it?
You
well,
can't have it. It's mine.
Okay, well, other than
Well,
Golem
since-
over here.
since it's notes from obvious demoniacs, Took
Alright.
would like to
Why did you say it like
read through
that?
the notes.
Yeah. Mm.
Alright, what are you doing? What are you doing? Tell me.
Well, he wants to read the notes,
Yeah?
and
So you want to research?
yeah,
What would you like to research?
it depends. Would Took find out that they're trying to do demon stuff with the stuff that he reads on the notes, or is it something else?
You'd have to read it first.
So, here's the thing, right?
Bloodstones.
You have Arcana trained. You've seen a little bit. Not... Blood magic isn't demon stuff. But it's also heresy. So it's like... Depends. What is your personal belief? Do you think that blood magic is demon stuff?
For Took, since it's demoniac at it, it's probably some demon stuff. So
Okay.
if there's something that's if they're trying to like turn someone into something or whatnot, he'll try to like reverse it.
Okay, so you want to research it for... Okay, I know what you're saying. Alright, so...
Are you trying to counter my build, bro?
What do you mean counter your ability?
Hey, bro,
You
you...
said you try to undo what I'm doing. You trying to counter my build?
Okay, I know what you're researching then. And you chose to the Arcanist, so you have alchemy trained?
It's not an expertise now. Yeah.
And your Arcana's expertise, yes. And the alchemy, the alchemist feat, whatever that is.
Yeah. Alright, so in that case, Took, as you begin to research the notes, you think you have discovered what the actual purpose of the notes were, even though some blood magic was uncovered. The purpose of the notes was to study the nature of sorcery and how it works with the blood. So, you are 1 out of 20 days required to research and have knowledge of the blood curse. Ooh.
Nice.
Ooh.
That sounds like lore.
Hell yeah.
That sounds like heresy and demonic stuff.
I say we burn the notes. No one should
No.
I say we shit.
I
Alright.
cast shit your pants.
I cast Iojutsu before you can do anything.
I cast shit yourself. Alright. Coffee.
Bloody shits.
6 out of 10.
Yes, please.
Cade. Race. 6 out of 10.
Yes.
Holden. 6 out of 10.
Correct.
Zu'el. 5 out of 6 for your spell.
Hey.
Alright, it's day 7. You know what that means. The mine is complete.
Yay!
It was nice
Holdan
knowing you.
stopped midway through its training to go mine.
No. I have questions.
Yeah, what's up?
Can I do my training with Eason during the day and then go into the mines at night?
Negative. Make your choice.
Oh. Okay, I'll finish my training.
Oh, stay in school.
Stay in school and finish up.
God, what
That means
what
you-
wonderful self-control.
So that means you lose your stuff for fighter.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bye-bye, fighter.
Bye-bye extra goodies.
Okay. Took is now 2 out of 20. Vale is 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10 for Coffee. 7 out of 10 for Reyes. 7 out of 10 for Holden. And 6 out of 6. You gain Crimson Wind.
Yay!
Happy power!
No.
Snap to a Slim Jam.
Oh yeah!
You lose your mastery. And what was the other one? Wave of the Wolf? No. What did you get for your...
Into the Earth was the advanced fighting style.
Okay.
Gladiator was...
That's all I needed.
Alright,
Okay.
on the 8th day, Samurai Trading, 8 out of 10. Took, 3 out of 20 on your Blood Curse research. Coffee,
I have a
8 out of...
question.
Yeah, what's up?
So with the alchemy kit, what attribute is it associated with? Is it intelligent?
Use your level.
Oh, okay, never mind. Continue.
Alrighty. Coffee, 8 out of 10 Bard class. Race, 8 out of 10 Paladin. Holden, 8 out of 10 for your Rune Knight. Zu'el, what would you like to do?
More blood magic spells.
Okay, let's roll. Oh boy.
Something devastating.
Pretty damn good.
Blessing of blood.
Focused warfare was the other thing you can take off.
You can take it off yourself.
Okay.
Yeah, you just right-click delete. Yeah.
Swag.
Wait.
Alright, Zu'el. You have uncovered the research of the spell Bloodlock.
Bloodlock. Alright.
Okay. That's it for the 8th day.
What does Crimson Wind do?
Oh, okay, you fill the air at a point of your choosing within 60 feet. A 5-foot square is filled with a small tornado of whipping and slashing blood. Creatures that enter this range take 4d4 bleed damage. This is a cumulative effect if they start their turn or they enter it for the first time. It's Cloud of Daggers, but it does bleed damage.
Nice.
Alright.
Okay, 9 out of 10 training, 9 out of 10 training, 9 out of 10 training. I'll just move everybody forward. Alright, I have something to talk to you guys about. Or rather, Jacome does.
Excellent.
Jacome
What is
approaches
up?
the party. Greetings, milady. I've got
Greetings.
some questions I need to get answered from you.
Alright.
I've taken what I've done to get you a guard set up, plans for a barracks to be drawn out, but there's a few intricacies that we should discuss. I know, place some parchment on the table. Tell me what you think about this. Alright, so out of character, Jacome will guide you guys through your choices. You get to choose what your guard is composed of.
Yay!
So, because you chose to start with the Dwarven Guard, there are some things that you're going to start with, and that is we're going to discuss your army makeup.
Yay.
So,
So excited.
you start
Foundation.
You start with dwarves. So, you start automatically with all the dwarfish abilities. So, dwarves add the following to your army. They add a lawful modifier, which is obvious.
Yep.
They also add the sturdy modifier. Basically, your soldiers will have more hit points. But they do have a unfortunate negative effect. They add the slow modifier. Dwarves are not very fast.
I think it's slob. I was like, man.
Okay. So, Jacome wishes to ask you, what aspects do you want to add to your army that he can train them? There's a lot of things to choose from here. So, take your... It's going to be easier if you tell me the kind of stuff that you want to put in it than to me just give you a shit ton of options, because you'll be here forever from choice paralysis. I will give you I will give you an example, and then you guys can build off of it. So,
Okay.
as of right now, your guards are just dwarves in shirts, right? So, you get to choose, what do you want your standard issue equipment to be? Do you want them to wear light armor? Do you want them to wear heavier armor? Do you want them to use phalanx tactics? Well, that means they're going to use shields and spears. Do you want them to be myrmidons, which they're all just a bunch of big weapon-wielding fucking crazy people? Do you want them to be berserkers, which is kind of, they're all towards a more literal representation of that, where they go into battle with very little except a weapon, and they just go ape shit crazy. There's lots of different things that you can choose here. Most notably, dwarves having the lawful standpoint means that they are going to be better at fighting in a style that is lawful. So each of the 4 core alignments are represented in fighting styles here. To be clear, you don't have to do lawful things with dwarves. It's just that if you choose to do so, they get a modifier to it. It's as simple as that. So they also get sturdy, which is a generally good one. They just have more hit points. And they have slow, so that means that there are going to be some aspects that the slow will be a negative for. As an example, if you wanted to make your army into a hit-and-run army like the Mongols, which use horseback and arrows, you can do that. They will just have a negative modifier because dwarves are slow. So that's just something to keep in mind. That this is not a game of you can't do this and you have to do this. It's that if you choose to do this and it's not something that they're good at, then they're going to be less effective. But that doesn't mean that you can't do it. So that's what you start with, are the dwarven modifiers. You've chosen the lawful good alignment. So as for your estate. So that means your army also starts with the 2 base modifiers of lawful and good. So lawful means that you will run with a let's see here. Hold on, I have to check some notes here. It's been a while since I pulled this stuff out. Let's see here.
We are the sword.
I see someone's being a conductor. We're in sword formation. Quick, Holdan.
The Antichrist formation.
Quick, Holdan. Let's go to ball formation. Excellent.
Wait, why is
It's
one of them
always bigger
smaller than the other?
Okay.
That's how it always is.
Sorry.
Sorry, we had to make that joke at the same time.
Yep.
Okay, so because you're lawful and good, that means that you start with the organized and the honor traits. Now, these are neutral traits because there are times when being organized is very good, and there are times when being organized can be a detriment. I'll explain. So, generally speaking, if you have an organized army, you are more efficient, you're less prone to mutiny, so on and so forth. But an organized army takes a much greater penalty if they lose that organization. So if you fight an enemy that fights with unorthodox tactics that disrupts that organization, then your army is a much bigger fail state than an army that's always disorganized anyway. So essentially, a disorganized army versus an organized army is an organized army has a small benefit that's always there until they lose it, and then they take a big detriment. A disorganized army always has a small negative, but they are immune to that big detriment. That you can't make them more disorganized. So, which is why fighting against a horde of creatures, killing their commander and shit like that, doesn't really do anything other than affect morale. Things like that. Now, we're going to talk about honor. So, obviously, honor is generally speaking, especially in the morality scheme, considered to be a good trait to have. That is not what this discussion is about, is the philosophical nature of honor. It is that honor on the battlefield has negative and positive connotations. The positive side of it is that if you are an honorable force, then you will be looked at with all the stuff that comes with that. Respect, benefit of the doubt, and negotiations for surrender will be in favorable terms because you've conducted yourself honorably. Acting with dishonor also comes with some benefits. A dishonorable force will be able to use all the methods at their disposal in order to win victory. And as is often the case, if you win, it doesn't really matter how, because you won, right? However, if at any point that you come into a concourse in which your dishonorable actions can hold you accountable, then any terms of surrender will obviously be done at a big detriment, as nobody's going to forgive an asshole that easily. So it's one of those types of things. So you start with those because of your alignment that you chose at the estate, and therefore there are certain aspects of your training modifiers that you're about to go over that are locked away from you because you are a lawful good estate. So now you get 3 training modifiers on how you want to train your army. So you can just tell me things that you want to do. It's a lot easier than just giving you giant lists.
All right.
One thing you could think about, just as an example, is if you want mounts or not. That's a big decision because having a cavalry is obviously very powerful, but is also very expensive.
Yeah.
So that's something to keep in mind.
That's a little bit pricey for us right now.
Yeah, you guys can talk about this while I go to the bathroom real quick, and then I'll take your suggestion when I come back. I'll be right back.
All right.
I vote for Phalanx.
I also vote
The
for
best
Phalanx.
offense is a good defense, and dwarves are slow, so we might as well just have them hold up shields and smack the shit out of people that get too close.
Yeah. Yeah. Plus, we also have the winds advantage.
It'd also be nice if they had heavy or medium armor.
That was definitely there with that one.
Don't forget that you're also protected by tie as well.
Yeah, we don't have to worry too much, but we're not going to be going out and conquering anything at least this stage.
Not really expanding territory, so it's just more about holding down the fort and keeping what we got.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, like for example, if the church attacks the haiku.
Yeah. As long as no one summons demons.
Mm-hmm.
What? Huh? Who summoned demons?
Make
Nobody
no
would do
promises.
Eh.
Look, if I see some pretty crystal that has weird markings on it in the mine, and I try and mine that, and a demon comes out of it, that's not my fault.
Okay.
Put that in the mine.
That's when you call truth.
Well, I don't think it'd be this far away from the center, though. That I could see it being like a Demon's Deep problem, but not really like
Yeah.
this fucking far away from the center. We
Oh, what's that?
Holden dug too deep. We just summoned a Balrog. Balrog attempts to come out of the mine, and then he realizes everything's just fucking tiny holes. Imagine Arcadum's like giggling right now while he poops.
All right.
Damn it.
Summon the poop smith.
Summon this. Where's Ira when you need him?
A giggle he will make as a shit he takes.
Oh my god, shut up.
Don't mind me.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna
I think
fly
heavily
over
armored is
here
gonna be-
just be like, fuck it.
Well, that will come down to costing, because I mean, heavy armor is going to be like 10 times the cost of medium. Maybe medium armor. I'm just saying.
We have blood
That's it.
daggers.
Nice.
See if it stays on your token. Perfect.
Is it on the token or is it in the spot?
On the token. No, that's not what.
Oh, if you made a token that was a clear
Invisible.
PNG, yeah, and
But he-
just dropped that and then put it. Well, because if you put the token behind, would the effect still be
Well,
on top?
It,
Like if I sit on top of Veil, do I block the effect if I'm on top of her
it
on your
depends.
screen?
It depends on what level that you're set to and what level the
I'm
thing
back.
is.
Welcome back.
We can worry about that later. Phalanx is what we're deciding.
Phalanx.
Heavy armor.
Okay, so let's start with the first bit. A phalanx means that you're going to focus on shields and you're going to focus on pole arms, mostly
Yep.
spears, or in this case, long axes,
Yeah,
because they're dwarves.
that's pretty damn cool.
So, the thing about the phalanx is that means that your initial troop cost is going to go up by a bit, because you'll have to buy shields, and you'll have to buy at least medium armor for them. So we'll do the first bit for the training modifier of phalanx. What would you like next?
What was the other portions? My brain's blanking. What do we else? Let's say
Medium armor.
heavy or medium armor,
You
depending on what. Depending on whatever the cost is gonna be.
Yeah.
So heavy armor is
Heavy,
going to be one of the big cost differentials, right?
yeah.
Because what makes an army more expensive is how much the individual soldier is going to cost.
Yeah.
And heavy armor also has a lot. Okay, I'll walk you through the whole thing. And sorry if this is a lot extra. This is what I did in the military, so I'm excited.
You're
about it.
fine.
Anyway, so heavy armor.
I like it. I'm all for it.
So heavy armor comes with it a lot of good things and a lot of bad things. So the first thing is that heavy armor will obviously decrease the amount of damage that your troops are going to take, and overall their longevity. Unfortunately, it is also very expensive, not only to buy it for them, but to maintain upkeep. Because just as you've seen with yourselves, using smithing tools to repair your own armor, imagine that, but times 100. Right? That's going to be pretty expensive over time to maintain all the armor of these troops. In addition to that, you're going to have more difficult times crossing hot weather. You're going to deal with heavy terrain with more difficulty. Because the heavier your armor is, the more difficult it will be to cross those types of terrains. So I'm talking about stuff like swamps, deserts, things like that. Heavy armor is not conductive to that. So that's something to keep in mind. Normally, also, it would add the slow modifier, but you already have that because you have dwarves, so that's negated at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can do medium for now, and we can always.
Yeah, we can upgrade later. if we-
Mediums, your starting set because you chose phalanx.
Yes. Right. Who put a blue thing on me?
I think he was when he was testing his wind. originally.
Yeah, I think so.
Make it a red thing. Sorry, you don't get to have the cool thing.
We want to outfit part of our army with O's of some sort.
Okay, so your ranged options, you just add those as a training modifier. Generally speaking, don't look at this as like you're building individual units. You're just building what your army has access to. So
Yeah.
let's say, for example, that you chose Arbalist, right, which would give you big crossbow user boys. That means there would be crossbowmen in your army, right? Since we're on that, Arbalists are very strong because they have some limited melee capability. They're dwarves. They're a dwarvish option, so they're very good in terms of the damage that they can deal in the melee. And they pierce armor, but they have a short. They have a good range. They pierce armor, but they cannot volley. That's the big trade-off. Bows are better for volleying, which allow you to shoot over armies and into others.
All right, lead tactical leader. Do we want the AP rounds, the AP sniper rounds, or do we want mass AoE control?
I like the sniper rounds.
I like the AP as well.
I mean, honestly, the one who's going to be the most problem, probably anyone who we might run into, would be the church or the Raspberry.
Do you ask Jacob's opinion?
Yes, Jacob.
Jacob's opinion is fuck bows, give them throwing axes.
I like that.
We don't have cowards in our army. Please be noted that he is very biased to that.
Oh, I know. So what would be the advantage of throwing axes?
Okay, so throwing
besides
weapons,
having a positive to morale.
besides being very hunky, no. The actual benefit is that throwing axes does not require them to replace their armaments. So that means every unit in your army has a ranged option. The problem is that the range is not very far. So throwing weapons are good for chasing down enemies, for help resisting charges, which is good because you already have phalanxes, so you'll have double the protection against like a charge attack. Yeah. But you won't actually be able to do much against true ranged enemies with it because they'll outrange you. So
I think crossbows would probably be the best here.
Yeah.
I mean, the most dangerous enemies would be the Brass Baron and the Church. Both would probably have some well-armored troops.
And could probably have some range if the church is like, we'll just throw fireballs from 500 feet away, and it's like, shoot you.
So there's 3 different levels. There's scouts, which have light crossbows. There are crossbowmen, which have heavy crossbows. And then there's arbalists, which is a special that only dwarves get, which is heavy crossbows with bayonets.
Oh.
They are obviously more expensive, but...
I think we have the phalanx for worrying about any kind of a charge on them. I think we're fine with just the medium option.
Okay.
Just heavy.
Does the heavy still get the AP rounds, or is that just the arbalist?
Oh, well, they get some of it, but the medium get heavy crossbows. They can punch through armor. The arbalist is just going to do it better though, because they can also do it in melee, and they can also fire in melee. That's the big advantage of the arbalist, is they can fire in melee. So if a force gets around your main phalanx and attacks your crossbowmen, they're pretty much screwed if they get into melee with anything, unless they're arbalists, and then they have a fighting chance. So that's something to keep in mind. Arbalists are a strong option, but they're also expensive. And remember, you got a lot to fund. So you don't have to take the best options at the start.
I think stick with medium, and when we hit the lottery and we have 10 million gold, we can be like, boom.
Okay, what is your third trading modifier?
Is there any healer options?
So, medics. Medics do exist. You have a big choice, though.
Mm-hmm.
If you put magic in your army, no matter what kind it is, you are automatically given the apostate trait. Which, I don't think I need to explain what that does. It's pretty obvious. That means the church will have a problem with that. And they'll get bonuses to fight you. Because they get a bunch of stuff that deals with that. But you get access to magic, so there's a lot to do with that. In addition, there's also just standard medics. You have combat medics, and you have what was this? And
Yeah,
you have
that's the one.
and you have triage medics, which is pretty great because they can set up a tent on the field and just take care of people, like in the literal sense, and they're all combat trained, so it's pretty good.
I like that option.
I like triage.
And those are just regular medic people, not magic ones, like they use
Correct.
cells.
Both of those
Okay.
are mundane sources. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, and
Mm.
I'm sorry. There's also one more. There is the apothecary, which is a church-sanctioned one.
I don't think we're part of the
I
church,
don't think
guys.
we can have that.
No, we failed to build a chapel.
Yeah.
But what if we say the mine is our chapel?
Negative.
What if it's to Izukin?
Well, I mean, great.
Even more heresy.
That's a staggering amount of heresy. over
Yeah,
there.
but the church wouldn't know that the rock is a chapel.
Kill them all. All right. Anyway, so which one would you like?
The triage.
Triage.
Yeah.
All right.
I like triage.
Okay, so let's go through your cost modifiers here. So far, we're going to keep you at the smallest army size,
Yeah.
because you probably won't be able to afford anything more than that.
Probably not.
Okay.
We can get a decent amount from selling stuff, but we're... Yeah. What is the small size?
Let's see
Dwarves.
here.
1,000 men. And
Well, you get you start with a platoon. That's what you get.
Yeah.
Platoon's about 20 to 50 soldiers,
Oh.
which is about as much as your estate can handle.
Yeah.
So,
We're slow and growing. Soon we'll be glorious.
Fortress.
I will say I used to play Battle for Middle Earth, and the second game had dwarves, and they were all just axe throwing dwarves, and it was glorious.
yeah, that was a great game.
And then you could give them flaming axes.
I loved summoning Tom Bombadil in that game, and he just skips
Oh,
through
my-
everybody.
Oh my god, dude! I want to
And he,
re-download
sing, and
that
he
and
sings
play it
his
with
song.
someone.
He sings his song.
Yeah,
Tommy
yeah,
Dog, Tommy
yeah.
Bombadil, and he's just shitting on people. It's so great.
Well, when I was a kid, I'm like, who the hell is this character? Is this like a joke character or something? 'Cause
Thomas
I
Bombadil.
didn't know anything about the lore.
Alrighty, here we go.
Yeah, it's a joke, all right. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So,
ask him to hold it. There's the joke.
Oh, hold what?
The ring.
Well, then,
Hold the ring.
What about Holden? Oh,
I'm
you
not
want-
married. I don't have a ring.
Yeah, I think she's proposing.
I
okay.
think it would actually be interesting if you were into fabricating small bits that were perhaps polished and ornate. I've noticed that a bunch of metal bits around here have ornate artistry on them. And
Do that.
yeah, and I figured, something like how I have a ring in my hair would be kind of big enough to practice on.
Even know how to cut
Alright.
gems.
So,
That's cool.
your total training modifiers are 250% of the base size. The base cost of your army size is 500 gold pieces. So, that's going to put you at 2,500 gold pieces to start your army. And the maintaining of an army is always 10%. So, at least as a base modifier.
We got bad news, boys.
Maybe 200. Oh, don't worry. You guys have money gaining opportunities because your mind's open. But
Oh,
we haven't established your income yet. But that's
Gotcha.
250 gold as your upkeep cost for your army. And your army hasn't been recruited yet either. I just needed to.
yeah, true.
Yeah, so.
True.
Yeah, it's the army that's going to defend our support beams because we don't have a house yet. Yeah.
All right.
Imagine we're in my office and it's just like support beams and a desk,
4 pillars,
there's like
half a ceiling, and a desk.
and there's actually like a door set up, but the walls aren't finished. And Vale's like, "Would you mind closing the door, please?"
Okay, got this done. Alrighty, day 10.
Yay! I have to make a whole new character sheet now. Goodbye, everything.
I'm no longer.
I trans one last time.
Okay, Vale has finished her samurai training. Coffee has finished her bard training. Race has finished his paladin training. Holdan has finished his rune knight training. Zu'el is currently on 3 out of 6 for Bloodlock, and Took is on 5 out of 20 for the Blood Curse. Excellent.
Now do we get to request stuff from Ethan?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yay! I have to redo. I will start deleting everything.
You ever finished that book you were reading before?
Why do I have payback? What the hell is payback?
Oh, you should read up on that.
Stuff.
We're about to have a good time with the forge later.
Oh my.
All right.
That's going to be a fanfic for someone.
What kind of fanfic? What's wrong? It's just two shirtless, sweaty men pounding hard things in the heat of the forge.
All right. Okay, first of all, knock that off. Second, all right, let's get this party started. So you finished training. What do you want to do on the 10th day, Vale?
Finished training?
No, you finished training already.
Oh, okay. So I'm fully trained now. Now what comes with switching? Do I respec everything?
You lose all of the Corvinus Barbarian class features, and you gain
the Galeas stuff.
You gain the Galeas Fighter Samurai class features instead. Yeah, and I guess you'll keep Martial and Mundane for now, unless I see some combination that I don't see right now that causes a problem. But
so then do I also then about the whole house stuff, right?
Yeah, what about it?
Do I lose the Three Kings stuff then?
That's up to you.
Yeah, I'd switch because I wouldn't be able to, it wouldn't function without it.
Okay. Do you need the house stuff?
I have it.
Okay, well, there you go.
It's the one. I already have it posted on the wiki. All right. I keep the racial stuff though. Okay. I will spend my day get back to me in a minute. Go to someone else.
Coffee, what would you like to do?
So I finished training and all that jazz.
Yep.
I had a quick question that I think I know the answer to, but I'd rather hear it straight from you. Can I learn multiple kits?
What do you mean?
So I have a disguise kit. Could I also learn a healing kit?
If you have the class features and if your features let you, yes. You cannot just learn an additional kit though, no.
Yeah, I figured that may or may not be the case, but that's what I figured I'd ask. I'm probably just going to have to replace disguise kit for the healing kit and get that trained up.
You could also take medicine as an alternative.
That would be lovely, but I would hate to give up stealth.
Decisions.
Yes.
What would you like to do though for your 10th day?
I like you embracing
or
your
11th day.
new
Sorry,
form.
this is day 11. Sorry.
That's fine. That's why I wanted to try learn the healing kit. If I can do that.
Yeah, so what are you giving up? Disguise?
Yes.
Learning. Okay. Disguise.
I get
2 healers.
She is no longer a master of disguise.
Okay.
You are a disgrace to the disguisey name.
Nice. Race and Holden, I take it you guys are going and you're going in the hole?
We're going to the mine!
Going in the mine.
I did want.
They've been waiting their whole lives for this.
I did want to see how long it would take to retrain stats.
Oh, you want to retrain attributes.
Yeah.
So attribute retraining, which is self-retraining, costs... what level are you?
30.
So attribute retraining is 6 days.
All right. And I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
Are you gonna get some strength on you, lad?
Yes.
Welcome to the club.
All right, so Race is gonna go pump some iron. Holden, are you going in the hole?
I'm going in the mine.
Finally. All right, Holden disappears
release.
from the map.
Well, where'd Holden go?
You had your 6 days.
Oh, God.
Fucking Holden turns his phone off and goes into the fucking mine. Dude.
Oh my god, he left us on red. No.
Holden, you gotta come out of the mine.
I'll be back in 6 days.
I'll be back when it's time. Okay,
You're worse than Vil when she got her plate
so
armor.
you are mining, which means we get
Yes.
to do some rolls for you.
Yes.
Yes, give me more. All right, and Vale, what are you doing on the 11th day?
I am I think of what I need to do still. Is that full class respec fixed everything? I am going to retrain the Forger's kit into the Merchant's kit.
Okay, Forger's kit to Merchant's kit. Excellent. And your request for Eason?
Just
I want a cool ass katana.
yes, that. I would like.
Taz sounded like he had something that he wanted since he
Oh.
kept asking. But I mean, it's for the party. But what do you guys want Eason to do?
Since we have access to Obsidian, you can give him that too.
No, that's going to be the katana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can make more than one obsidian weapon, I'm sure. Once we
No.
get some.
Oh, once we get some, yeah, but we only
Don't
have one
worry,
stock.
we'll have
we
some
only have
in
one stock.
6 days.
Don't worry, we're gonna have some more.
Oh,
I have so much.
I'm in the fucking mine, bro.
I will have him forge a katana for Vale to
Okay.
mark her new step into the journey, and I
What do
will
you
give
want the
him
base
the
materials to be?
ebony.
So an obsidian katana. Okay.
Oh, is that what ebony is? It's just obsidian.
No, those are different things. So you want it to be ebony
good.
specifically?
Yep, yeah, ebony. We had the ebony great axe, but we're going to use for the crafting material.
Okay, so you're melting down that. Okay.
Yeah. Unless, what properties do the obsidian give?
Fucking
Riddle.
a lot.
Oh, a lot. Oh,
Yeah.
That's why it was such a big deal that we got it.
Oh
Obsidian,
my.
Obsidian gives. Jesus Christ.
Hold on, I'll go to the warpen. Okay,
let's
boss,
see.
ready when you are.
Well, the first things first is that obsidian comes with a downside, and that it is brittle. In regards to armor and shields, that means that they have the brittle property.
yep.
for weapons, that means on a 1 they can break.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
So if you roll a 1, I have to roll a d100, and it goes up each time that you've rolled a 1. It starts at base of 10, and it goes up each time from that. If I roll below it, the weapon breaks and has to be repaired before it can be used again. So
Nah.
That's
I mean,
That's
I can use that.
that's how it stays with it.
Only we.
Yeah, but not for this. This weapon would be very symbolic of everything.
Let's see. But what you get in exchange for that is... Let's see. Obsidian can be sculpted to deal fire damage, necrotic damage. It can be sculpted to deal... it has the deadly property. It has the greater deadly property as well. It has fucking... let's see. No, that's for arrows. For arrows, it has the... For arrows, it has the shatter property, which lets it deal area of effect damage. That's pretty good.
Oh.
Need it.
Let's see here.
I'm holding her back.
Obsidian
Make it
also
outside.
has unique interactions with magic. It can give you advantage on certain saves. It can augment certain spells. And
Can it add to my blood magic?
no.
You have to inject it into your veins.
No.
That's pretty much it, just from the...
What would the fire damage difference be between the ebony and the obsidian?
Obsidian is 1d8 fire damage. Ow.
I would say do the ebony. Just so that you don't run the risk of it breaking.
Yeah, we can always just get another one made as a secondary backup. Yeah, I want this one to
You
be
can always
of
get it
the
as a
ebony.
Wakasashi, or you just dual wield. Fuck it.
Yeah, like your honor
Yeah.
blade.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this I want the first one made to be something that I'm
No,
not
that's-
gonna have
that's
do worry
cool.
about breaking.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Alright, so you want ebony? Alright.
Ebony. I will remove it from the dump trunk.
Ebony katana.
How much does the
Any other accoutrements, additions?
to?
The katana, like gems. The more stuff you give him, the more you can do with it.
Blood gems.
Yeah, blood gems.
Okay, blood gems.
Thank you for that, Holden.
And Ghostfire.
I'm like, Holden, what can we do here? Like,
He yelling from the mic. Use the blood gem.
what
these blood gems?
would we be able to make an alloy with the ebony and the obsidian together?
I don't know. I haven't had time to research it yet.
That is beyond Ezen's skills.
Okay,
Yeah, that's
We put
that's
the
some
Ghostfire on it?
that's some late game.
yeah, that's some big
Gotcha.
shit. That's some big shit.
Ah, alright.
Don't forget we have Ghostfire.
You can use Ghostfire. You want that?
But what would that do to a blade?
It's not that it would be put on the blade, it's that it would be put on the fire that forges the blade, which has all kinds of effects, like the ability to kill ghosts, incorporeal enemies, things like that.
Would it make it only able to do that, or would it add to it?
It adds... Okay, so this is how this works, yeah? All the stuff that you add adds to the pool of things that I can roll for. And then Ezen's skill dictates how many times I get to roll. And then once I roll one of those aspects, like for each aspect that I roll, certain ones of them will have more synergy than others, making them not cost as much. And then I put all those together, and then I just make the item. So
All right, yeah, Ghostfire.
I will
That'd be
point
pretty cool.
out that the more things that you add, the more expensive the item at base cost is going to be. Now, it is true that Ezen has promised you a reward for his journey. So, I will say that that is certainly an aspect to this. He will give you a discount, but he's not going to give you such a massive discount that he's going to create something that expensive and not get anything out of it. So,
All right. Well, how much discount we talking? I mean, we went through peril for
50%.
this. 50%. That's expensive.
How
You
about
haven't
get
even
your
heard the
life?
price yet.
All right. What would it be with everything? What would the cost be?
Ebony, Blood Gems, and Ghostfire.
We are providing materials also.
Let's see. Let me do some quick math here.
Quick maths.
That's going to give you a weapon that's going to cost 3,500 to 6,000 gold pieces.
We ain't got the gold for that one, fam.
Is that base or that with the 50% reduction?
No, that's base. So you get 50% that from his discount. So
what'd you say the price was going to be?
So the true price would be
3,500 to 600.
The true price would be 1,750 to 3,000. Still,
we don't have
pretty
any
expensive.
money.
Well, I will point out you will be making money from your mine.
Yeah.
But you know,
I will sell the plate mail.
Is that the landed cost with the materials we provided, or is that including exports and imports?
This guy knows what he's talking about. From all the way down there.
I rolled
Get out of your
in front of the mine.
He's just gonna
Don't
put his
you
mic on the
fucking dare.
hallway. That's what he's gonna do.
Don't
He's
you
gonna put his
fucking
mic at the
dare.
end of the hallway, and he's just gonna yell from his room, and that's what we're just gonna hear.
The ladies are
Get
always...
out of your office, you dick!
Dude. The ladies are always intimidated by my obsidian ghost fire wakazashi. Oh,
How much
man.
is the Masterwork splint armor we got cost?
Masterwork splint should be like 250 gold.
For
Plus
Masterwork?
No, that's its base. I'm trying to...
Yeah.
What's its
200
base cost?
base.
200 base?
200. Yeah.
Masterwork, what tier is it?
You didn't.
How many things does it have?
It has the anointed as well as the one thing extra on it.
Okay, so
I forget what.
that would be... You get 400 gold pieces for that, for its value.
All right, we'll sell that also. Plus, goodbye plate mail. As much as I love you.
Okay, selling plate mail.
Yep.
I'll get you
750.
750 base.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here,
What?
Vale, take this. They'll give you 100 gold. Use it well. Don't ever say I never gave you nothing.
I gotta pay off my $10,000 debt. Have a 20.
You
Have a crisp 20, bro. Don't say I never did nothing for you.
all right. We have plenty now for that. As long as we don't.
I give the same that I give to everyone. A crisp $20 bill.
Ron
Nah,
Swanson.
crisp high five.
Wait, Crispy's here? Alright, where's he?
Crisp. I'm crispy.
All right.
All right. To be clear, Ebony, Blood Gems, Ghost Fire,
Yeah.
Katana.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right,
Oh,
let's
boy.
roll.
Come on, big boys.
Not you.
All right, Jacom, let's go.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Ethan.
Oh, thank God, he's. I need you to take this exposure, please.
What?
You're killing me.
No, go. All right, here we
Did
go.
you just unload on him?
Yes.
Also, why did I take
Right
damage?
in his face.
Oh wait, sorry, I deleted my stuff. Oh, 99. Let's go.
One, two, three, four. So
Oh.
Ooh, ooh.
You know. Yes. Oh no.
I will use my newfound merchant's kit to haggle the price.
take him 15 days to forge this.
Oh my god, we rolled big. Oh no.
And he will need 2,000 gold for its completion.
Oh, I have that. 2,000 gold. Here you go.
Almost the full price. Jeez. Almost max. Holy shit.
Look out,
It'd
boys.
be worth it, Val.
I wonder if he could
You've heard
enhance-
Samurai Jack. I'm Samurai Vale.
Gotta get back to the past, Samurai Jack. Gotcha.
All right,
I swear to God, I get sent back in time.
now it's time for you, Holden. Let's
Yes.
see what fucking happens in the mine.
Mine
Woo!
Comes
collapse.
in the mine, stays in the mine.
Holden, you produce one ingot of... Not ingot, excuse me. One stock of obsidian. Hooray!
Hooray!
Hey!
You also uncover a ruby.
Oh!
Oh.
Nice.
Oh, should have waited. Could have put a ruby in it.
Loot. Add. Ruby.
I wonder what the fucking blood gem did. That must be pretty big.
Do I know anything
Great.
about this ruby?
Yes.
Ruby. The cut cost,
I'll be right back.
etc.
It's a raw ruby right now. You'll have to get it cut if you want to, like, do, you know... Its price, its price right now needs to be, like, cut and do all this shit, so...
Yeah.
But it's pretty
I
good.
just wanted to know
It's a
what to put
decent,
in on the
it's a-
item.
It's a decent size, just raw ruby.
Alright, raw.
Good
ruby.
fist size.
And that's not saying much for me. I have tiny fist.
I have a tiny fist. Ray is self-retraining.
It'll still be wonderful.
6. And...
Now, if you could find me a sapphire, I'd appreciate it.
Alright, Coffee, what do you want? You are on
let's see.
day 12.
I was wondering if Ethan could add possibly a lightning property to my bow.
He is currently crafting.
Yes, I mean like after,
Yeah.
just to put it on the to-do list after he's done and rested.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Oh. Alright. What did I miss?
I found a ruby.
Oh. I will praise it. It is red.
Oh, it is only a red ruby?
What do you mean only?
Let me know if
I
you
didn't
find a blue
realize.
one.
Alright, what do you want to do on day 12, Vale?
I would like to go learn Japanese. Watashi wa Valentina.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Okay. Learning Glayan.
Yes.
Alright,
You
that's
need to say it with a higher pitched voice.
1 out of 15 days.
I'm pretty sure that's Mandarin. Japanese.
Watashi wa Valentina.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my god, I hate that. Please don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Coffee, what would
I'm-
you like to do?
I'm killing it.
I would like to work on my charisma.
So you want to
I
retrain
don't
your
know how-
attributes?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay. So that's self-retraining. That'll take you 6 days.
Gotcha. Thank
What
you
does
so
that
much.
mean, though? Retraining us and how exactly?
You can
You get to
respect
rearrange your
yourself.
stat block that you
Yeah.
picked.
Yeah, you can switch your stats around.
The stat blocks, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't...
What day are we on?
You just finished day 12. You're now on day 13.
Okay.
All right. Well, I gotta do one more thing for day 12 to be finished. Holden, it's time for more mine rolls. Woo!
Yay!
This is what I wanted. This is all I wanted. Yes!
I forgot about the fact that we're gonna get rich from Holden just
Let's
going.
fucking go, dude.
He's doing what he's born to do.
If only he had his auto smelting pickaxe.
Hey, guess what you found?
More
Count 'em,
obsidian.
2 stocks of obsidian this time. Woo-hoo-hoo.
Nice.
Hell yeah, we're up to 3.
Excellent.
How's my blood magic looking?
I also have, you're 5 out of 6 so far for
Nice.
Bloodlock. I have great news. Your smithy has finished.
Yay!
Hey!
Yay!
Okay, so now that your smithy's finished, we can start making those obsidian stocks into items for selling purposes, if you'd like.
He does not leave the mine.
Not yet.
Okay, no,
He
no,
piles it up. He piles it up for
I got another couple of days.
not yet. I can't turn in my quests yet.
I must turn them all in at once so I get all the XP up front.
I cannot.
You know
force
what?
it.
I'm not gonna lie. I do the same shit, dude. When I play those
Oh, I
types
do
of games.
too.
Yep.
I
Get all the
can't.
waypoints out there.
I cannot handle doing piecemeal stuff, dude. I gotta do it
Oh.
all and then go in, turn it all in at
Yep.
once.
I need to roll for health, right? Do I re-roll health?
We'll do that later.
Okay.
Let's finish doing all this stuff. Okay, Bloodlock is learned.
Hey.
So how many stocks do we have? We have 3 stocks right
3
now.
stocks of
3
obsidian
stocks,
and
but
1
I'm,
raw ruby.
But I'm about to resolve his day 14 mining, so
Yes.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure.
there we go.
I'm keeping track of it on my sheet. Yes.
I got it on the. I have it in the dump trunk.
Only 1 stock today. One
Aw.
stock.
Holden, you're failing us.
Look, I'm 4 for 3.
And what does Bloodlock do?
So Bloodlock works like Hold Person, except each turn they gain 5 bleed damage, and when the spell finally fades, they take all that bleed damage at once.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Does that count any additional bleed damage added to him? On top of the
Bleed damage always
bloodlock
stacks.
bleed? Oh.
Guys, I've hit 21 strength.
So
Well, not
I
always,
Crimson
always,
Wind
but most of the time.
Bloodlock them.
Correct. And then I just hit them with a pickaxe, and then they take 500 damage the second they break free.
And then take all that bleed damage at once at the end of the.
Well, you can't stack those; they're both concentration. But
Oh yeah. If only.
if only. The woodpecker cried.
Maybe if you coordinated with someone that could also utilize the concentration spell, it might work.
What you do is you just jack up your strength some more, and you just grapple people and drag them into the blades with you.
Yeah.
Can't bleed.
Yeah.
All right, Zu'el,
They
what would you
That's
like to do?
true.
Could I focus in on one particular blood magic spell that I know that the blood mage had?
And which spell is that?
I believe it was called Crimson Bolt.
You can.
I will do that one.
Okay. Time for some mining rolls. Let's see what happens. Ooh.
Ooh.
All right, you find you uncover a stock of obsidian, and you also uncover a stock of salt. You find a small salt vein.
Hey.
Regular salt or silver salt?
Regular salt.
Ah! Salt's back on the menu, boys and girls.
Salt's back on the menu, boys. Doo-doo, doo, da, 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 da. Took's learning the secrets.
Hell, you.
He's uncovering knowledge. He's learning.
about-
He's learning!
He's
I'm about to vend.
I'm about to vend. All right, Holden. Here we go again. Oh shit.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
shit.
Oh shit, son.
Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. You struck it big, Holden. Let's go, dude. You find 4 stalks of obsidian.
Oh!
And you also find a small vein of gold. You have found 2 ingots of gold.
Hell yeah.
Oh, daddies.
Nice.
What a daddy.
All right, now that he's hit the lottery, after this day, he will head back up to show his friends what he found.
Guys, he just comes back up from...
If you use gold for crafting equipment, what tier would that be?
Gold has shit durability, iron's better.
Oh, you'd have to make jewelry. Like, that'd be
Yeah.
what you're making. But it has its own effects and... Yeah, it has effects and stuff.
What are they?
What a great question. You should probably ask someone who knows that answer.
Better affinity for magic enchantments, but less durable for tools and armor.
Okay, we are on day 17. You have chosen to return, Holden. Vale is 5 out of 15 learning Glenn. Took is still researching the Blood Curse. He's 11 out of 20. Coffee is 5 out of 6 days for self-retraining. Race has finished his self-retraining. Holden is... I still have you as mining, but if you want to do some stuff with the smithy, that's fine. Zu'el is 3 out of 6 in Crimson Bolt, and Eason is 6 out of 15 crafting the katana. So, Race, what are your new stats?
I wanted to go 16 in strength, 10 in dex.
Mm-hmm.
Do I use one of the stat arrays?
Yes.
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 Okay. Then yeah, I'm going to use the Twisted Fortune stat array. Put 16 in strength, 12 in con, which would be 14 in con because my.
Do me a favor and type those out in notes, what your totals are before racial modifiers.
All right.
And then just at me. Cool.
I'll change.
Holden, what would you like to do?
I'm going to the forge I'm gonna say, Raya, look what I brought back. We've got so much stuff to work with.
Oh my gosh!
He just finished doing his last sit-ups.
Oh, you're looking pretty buff, lad.
Whoa!
I know. I wanted to actually be able to hold a pickaxe.
How did he get yoked?
Oh, yes. You can join me in the mines for the next session. I guess first day I'll process as much of this as I can. Either be usable
so
as
you and
material
Race
or
would like to
sellable.
spend this day in the forge processing the stocks that you found.
Yeah, because I don't know if it's like a 1 per day or like X
Well,
number.
it is an X, but it's better if you both do it because you get double the rolls. So
Okay.
So Race, you have jewel crafting, right?
No, smithy.
Okay, you have
That's
stone.
something
Do you have stone cutting? The
No,
tools?
I'm the one with
Oh,
stone
you
cutting.
Alright.
He's got the.
I've got stone cutting and smithing.
Okay, well, both of you together is best. Go ahead and roll me stone cutting and smithing tools.
Is this consuming charges of our kits?
Oh.
No, it's
No.
not.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay, just wanted to be sure because there's a checkbox.
Ray, charisma's your casting modifier as a paladin.
It is? Oh.
Yeah, you want to
Then
swap that with.
Right, so that one
Yeah,
doesn't have
I'll
a roll
swap
built
that.
in.
Okay.
1d20 plus 3
And then
plus 2.
over
Is
the
proficiency
week,
and level for these?
Yeah,
Okay, that 14 is supposed to be 2 higher then. The stone cutting.
16 to 22.
Is fixing stats.
Yeah.
All right, so the obsidian stays as stocks. It's just refined so it can be used now. The gold is turned into ingots so that you can sell them or use them if you want. And the ruby has now been cut. It is a cut ruby, and its value is 600 gold pieces. Very good.
Oh!
The gold ingots are each worth 200 gold pieces.
I don't think we're gonna hold on to those.
I wanted to make a glaive
Yeah? A glaive out of what?
out of obsidian.
Obsidian, you say? Ho ho!
No.
My nipples harden at the prospect. We'll do that on the next day, though, because you guys were
Yes.
forging.
Yes.
So it was we have 2 ingots, which is
2 ingots of 200
1,000
and... Oh, I thought he said 200.
The 200
Oh.
each.
the ingots are only 200. Okay.
Yeah.
The
And then the
gold
ruby
ingots.
was 600.
Yeah, because the other gold that we had, all their gold ingots were 1,000 apiece.
That's
Yeah, but
because
those
they
were
were
bigger
bigger.
ingots.
Yeah, they were bigger.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, we made these half.
Those ones had the
I
stamps
see.
on them from Fort Knox. You know, they got, big bar,
you
but we
made
have the
these-
tiny bar.
Hold on. You made this your size, not the actual proper size.
Oh.
I thought they looked the right size too.
All right, so
No.
we'll sell those.
Alright.
Funds back up.
Boop.
Alrighty. Coffee, you have finished self-retraining. Please list out your stats to me, and then add me. Okay, Race, you want to make your own glaive, yes?
Yes, sir.
What a cool guy. What are you putting in there?
I wanted obsidian. I
Obsidian
wanted,
base, yeah.
to see if I could put a blood gem in there.
Okay, blood gem.
Do you want Ghostfire with that?
You're out of
Yeah.
Ghostfire. You only have one source, right?
Yeah.
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 Oh.
I think that's it. That's all I got.
Are you adding the 400 gold to the party fund, Necro?
What, 400?
The ingots.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did that at the Ruby.
Alright, Holden. What are you doing?
So we can get our money back for the other stuff.
You
I
said
already-
obsidian can be fire and necrotic? Or fire or necrotic, not and, but one or the other?
Sometimes it can be end. It depends on how the roll goes, but yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Just
Okay.
roll good.
I would like to start working either at the same time or split on 2 obsidian pickaxes.
Alright, let's do one at a time. So which one's first? Oh, I guess it doesn't matter. Lefty? You got me.
You heard it here first, guys. Holden is a lefty.
What red slime on me? What, do I have something on my face?
That red slime.
Oh, well, hold on. Let me close all my fucking windows. Hold on. I got like everyone's sheet. What the hell?
That's my blood luck.
Hmm.
Reincarnating as a red slime.
Okay. Roll your smithing kits for those items.
Alright. Oh!
It blows up in your hand. Try again tomorrow.
I roll twice?
Yeah, he's got 2 hands.
No, I'm saying there were 2 sets, so is it 1 for both sets, or...
Just
You're
one at a
you're
time.
making one pickaxe at a time. So.
Okay, so yeah. I failed.
You didn't fail.
Not necessarily. It's just how much time it's going to take you.
Takes longer now.
Yeah. Yeah, we sold them, so... You guys can see the dump truck, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't see what's in it. There's any.
Sinian...
Okay,
You go to
so
inventory?
you're forging a glaive race. It'll take you one out of.
Oh,
It'll take
nice.
you. It'll take you 5 days to craft it. Holden, it'll take you 6 days to make your first pickaxe. I
Alright.
got you down for 1 out of 5 and 1 out of 6, respectively. Coffee, what are you doing on day 18?
I'm still trying to figure out how to do the stat stuff.
You
So
want
just pick
some
one
help?
of the stat blocks that he has, and then you add in whatever +2 attribute from being plane touched.
So, I mean, we can do this off stream if we really want to, but for your build, I think you'd want the 16 one, because all that matters for you is your charisma modifier for all your attacks, because you're having that one sub roll. Excuse me.
So if that's going to be taken care of off screen, I guess. I think Eason is still working on Veil Sword to worry about my inquiry about the bow, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess I could try to learn how to do the tea ceremonies of Galeas, and if I need to learn their language first, I will learn their language first.
Okay, learning Gland.
We can be cute and talking Galayan to each other. What day is it?
Day 18.
That was day 18.
Tuesday.
Alright.
Yeah, it's definitely Tuesday, and then after that, I would like to learn their tea ceremony stuff. Make a note of that. All good.
Okay. On day 19, you are approached. Once again by Jacome.
Hello, my friend.
Well, let me get back in the map. I'm up top now.
Don't mind the blood.
Whee!
He comes
I've
out
been
of the
researching
mine.
a lot.
Oh,
Whee!
Holdan, I haven't seen you in like... What day is it? My goodness.
It's been about 8 days.
Oh. What can we do for you?
Jacome will stand before you, and then he will say, there's a couple of issues that I feel that I should bring up.
Alright.
So, I've been gathering some of my kinsmen. They've been very excited to serve a new lord, and so far, things have been going well. However, there is something that I think that we should deal with.
Alright.
It is unfortunate, but unavoidable, that the men are drawn to the call of battle. They have been idle for quite some time. They need a fight, as it were. Now, it is both a good and a bad thing that Lord Tai keeps his lands quite tidy. Bandits tend not to venture this far. In order to keep the lads from going at each other's throats, I'd like to give them something to do. Therefore, I have a proposition.
Alright.
I'd like to send them on a monster hunting expedition.
I know just the monsters you should be hunting for.
Oh, and what monsters are those?
Troglodytes.
Ah, trogs. Not much of a fight, but I'm sure it'll keep them busy. At the very least, you should be able to get some profit off the hides they bring back.
Excellent. They do have, I hand off the notes that we have about the troglodytes we've encountered up there. About the variations and stuff.
I've seen these before as well. You sound as if you have faced them before. Is there any... Do you know of a swarm? Perhaps we could clear it from the land.
Oh yes, there's a big swarm up north, and I point on the map. We encountered them on our way down from our business up in the Broken Brothers. Came across them, were unaware of what the troglodytes were at the time. They swarmed us, and it was a hard-fought battle.
They're particularly sensitive to magic.
Well, I cannot spare all of them and leave you unguarded. Therefore, my proposal is I will have a tournament amongst the men. The winners, I shall make the squad of that will go and kill these troglodytes.
I like that. How many are you proposing to send?
I suspect a squad of 12 should do.
I like it. I will attend.
Oh, very well.
Hey, don't put our workers through the ringer too much, lass. We need them to actually be capable of doing their job.
Well, I'm not entering. I said I'm going to attend.
Oh. Usually I'd think you'd be the first one to jump at an opportunity like that.
Yes, I would love to, but however, I have to hold myself to higher standards.
You will notice
All
a
right,
subtle
then.
nod from Jacome as he hears that, and he will go about his business of creating a tournament. The tournament goes by pretty quickly. It is just a simple pit fight, as you may have guessed from Jacone's background. The dwarves do not use weapons, they use only their fists. It is a brutal, almost savage display of pugilism, but it is quite entertaining, as the dwarves really needed to let off some steam. Many of them take on different personas, declaring themselves as fabled heroes as they drop kick their enemy out of the ring. You'll notice that Jacome is truly enjoying himself. A smile, for perhaps the first time that you've seen since he's entered your service, dances just on the tinges of his lips as he watches these young dwarves, these beardlings, beat the shit out of each other. Eventually, winners are crowned, and the 12 are chosen. Most of them are young, upstart, stocky dwarves that are eager to prove themselves. One of them appears to be an old man that had joined the tournament on a drunken dare. The older dwarf was made sergeant, and therefore he is to lead his band of slam jammers all the way to the north to find some troglodytes, introduce them to a can of superior whoop-ass.
I will dub them and call them the Drunken Fist.
Jacome will raise an eyebrow at a name, and then he will look down at the 12 men that have been selected. You heard her, boys. Get to fisting. And the 12 will leave the encampment and will head to the north to hunt troglodytes. The dwarves that remain, although a bit stung in their pride, having lost their place in the tournament, their need for battle seems at least somewhat subsided. They were also just happy to have some entertainment, as there really isn't a lot of entertainment here. Jacome will approach you after the tournament's done and will state, that should be enough to hold them back for now. But if I can be honest, milady, that isn't going to be that's a very short-term solution. The men need something to blow off steam. They need something to look forward to instead of just boring guard duty. Therefore, I propose that we put some entertainment in. Maybe a gambling house or a brothel.
Let me get back to you. I'm going to have a discussion with Lord Tai and see what's appropriate for the area. I don't want to overstep our bounds by putting in a brothel.
As you wish, my lady. The choice is yours. And Jacome will salute, and we will return to his duties.
I mean, a brothel doesn't sound too bad if they've got some good ale.
Do you know what a brothel is?
Yeah, a place where you can get drunk and get laid.
Okay, good. I was
afraid
you made me thought it was just... It's where all the tall people... I can find those tall legs.
In the arena.
I'll definitely find the grundle.
You haven't experienced a brothel until you've experienced from down here. Lasses there like to wear very short skirts.
I go talk to Lord Tai about whether or not the views of this town would be very opposed to a brothel.
Lord Tai's response is bemused and kind of controlled. He makes neither indication towards his approval or disapproval. His statement is clearly, you may run your lands the way that you see fit, as long as they do not bring me dishonor.
All right. I take it that this would not bring you dishonor?
Yeah, hookers and blow is pretty honorable.
He will state,
Well,
it is not my place to judge what people must do to pass their time. It is unbecoming of one of your station to be found there. But I suppose your men do need a place to unwind. Interesting. You get the
Did you wrestling tournament? Restello, let's go.
Don't forget to tell them that
Coffee.
lords get in free on Friday nights.
Upon that, Lord Ty is like, I think this is a good idea. I will go relay the message that the brothel
Opening a
house
brothel. Let's.
is okay.
Okay.
But there will be strict rules, and they will be adhered to.
So I should find some women then?
Yes. Or you can find someone to do that for you if we have anyone who would be better off.
I'm not going to trust any of these savages to do that. He kind of trails off as he walks away.
We only get the most
If you
high
want a job
class.
done right, you got to do it yourself.
Yes.
He knows how it is.
Go for the anointed ones.
Actually,
You into the nuns then?
Actually, you can't choose the anointed prostitutes because you don't have a chapel.
Damn it!
Do we get
God damn
bonuses
it!
to anointment to where
There's gonna be a lot of syphilis.
I love how I'm just like, God damn it! Fuck this chapel, dude.
We should have got the chapel.
Fuck.
Yeah, I don't think Lord Ty would be really crazy about us worshipping the Farrier right in his doorstep.
I mean, I'm sure there's standard medical practices that can be done as well.
Well, why don't you go deal with their winkies?
Yeah, Taz, you gonna take care of their clap butt?
You gonna make some salves for that?
Yeah, you
make
gotta
some
put your
ointments?
alchemy skills to work, my dude.
Nah, when we got lambs,
Yeah.
or we got sheep, so we'll just slaughter the sheep and make some sheepskin
Oh
combat.
yeah, great. Oh, good job. Excellent choice.
I mean, look, they're not Elrond, but there's
You
some
gotta
strapping young lads out there.
I mean,
Jacome
we
comes
have
back.
we have our own medical practitioners in our party, so
I'm not working on women.
Jacome comes back. He's like,
Veil.
well,
Wait, what?
while the solve that Tukes come up with is great, but the fact that it has to be applied via oral.
Veil, you receive a letter.
Hey,
We just got
who is it
a
by?
letter. We just...
Zu'el, you finished Crimson Bolt, by the way.
Yes.
Yay!
It works like Guiding Bolt instead of just bleeding damage.
Oh,
Does it heal me?
Oh, that was his trait.
That was
What?
something else that did that.
so does it have the same undead bonuses, or is that just?
What?
Well, guiding bolts. Am I stupid?
That's a different
Doesn't
spell.
it?
You're thinking of something else. Are you talking about the advantage to hit?
No.
I think you're thinking of Chill Touch.
Oh, yes, necrotic
No.
reach.
Oh no, I'm just thinking. I don't even know what the hell I'm thinking. I was thinking about the extra die up on undead, but I think that's a different spell.
But yeah.
Yeah. No. Who's the letter by?
He finally sent answer back. Yay.
The letter is from Paps.
Oh, I open it.
It says, "Greetings, Vale." As his written voice is way different.
Oh yeah. Same thing with veils.
Greetings, Vale. I have received your letter, and it has warmed my heart. I have received no word from my daughter, and I have begun to grow quite worrisome. If, however, you are to secure her safety and provide it as well into your estate, I would be more than happy to attend to your farm. I would need some help transferring all of my animals and my supplies and goods, but as long as you can provide these things, I would be happy to join your estate. P.S.
Excellent.
Attached are some new rations I've been experimenting with.
Oh. Oh no. We have weed brownies.
What you got there, lass?
Ramunda brownies.
Rolando brownies? Let's go, dude.
Is that what they are?
No. No, they're not.
Oh.
They're
That
just-
would've been fucking
They're just
sick.
big old cookies.
Does Crimson Bolt give advantage on the next attack?
Negative.
Negative. Okay. Just make
All right. So, in the letter where he says his daughter, is he just asking for her to be allowed to live here?
And that you can secure her safety, because he hasn't heard from her in some time and he's starting to get worried. Side quest!
Side quest! Yeah.
Hey!
You also receive another letter.
Oh, I open it. I add jutsu it.
Let's see here.
With my letter opener.
Let's see.
Yeah, I finally get to use the spellbook tab.
This letter is from the Deputy Thane Sunshadow. Deputy Thane Sunshadow from Demon's Deep.
Oh.
Dear Mistress Veilheart, this letter is an official request to perform an alliance between our two political entities. I am of the understanding that your vassal lord has already performed the necessary legal requirements, but I am afraid that we have no records of you or your comrades. Please do not take this letter as an affront. Merely we wish to keep our records clean. If you could please provide full names, family heritages, clans, or any other relevant information, and then return this said request to us at your earliest convenience, that would be most acceptable. Sincerely, Deputy Thane Sunshadow. Time for boring paperwork.
Yay! My favorite.
Good thing you're a scribe.
Data entry. Alrighty, Zu'el, what would you like to do? You've finished your... Oh, wait, never mind. This was the day you finished it. My bad. So, hold on. We gotta go to the next day. Holy shit, look at that.
I'm healing. Ooh.
All right, Zu'el, what do you want to do on day 21?
One last blood magic spell. If there's one that can do healing, that would be great. But if not, random is fun.
One that lets you steal the blood of your enemies and shove it into your friend. Yes.
You do not
Yes.
find any more spells.
Oh no. Oh well.
I don't know. Did I finish my glaive this day?
No,
No.
that's tomorrow.
Okay.
Alright, well these notes are tapped out, and I set them on fire. No.
I set them on fire. Wow,
They
Took is
are only
researching
for
them
me. Yes.
right in front of him.
Hi, did you ever figure out what these blood gems do?
No, I just put it in.
I was talking to Zu'el.
Zu'el.
What?
Oh yeah, what do the blood gems do?
You bleed on them, and they gain magic.
Ah, so we just have to start cutting ourselves on the
I
gems. That
like
won't
that.
end badly for us.
Exactly.
I believe him. Oh, okay.
He knows more about magic than I do.
I roll, and I jutsu my fucking self first so I can bleed all over the gem.
Intense. Alrighty.
I mean, if you want to bleed veil, I learned some cool new stuff that I could just make you bleed with.
Alright, Race. Your glaive has been forged.
Nice.
Ooh.
Time for final rolls.
Oh. Oh.
Ooh, ooh.
Oh.
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 Okay.
Wait a minute. Oh, those are perfect for half. I'm so stupid. I didn't realize that the halfling reroll is so good for the fucking obsidian weapons.
That's why I said I can use them.
Oh, that's so good. I'm so happy for you. That's so sick.
That's why I was like, oh, the drawback is ones are bad. Maybe I'll finally roll a 1 and actually use my free feature that I don't think I've used yet.
I'm all for this.
Game likes giving me 2s.
I'm blown back into the other room.
Alright, here you go, bud. Masterwork Glaive. It has the deadly property, the flame glass property, which gives it 1d8 fire, and the brittle property.
The 1d8 fire is additional damage on top of the glaive damage?
Yeah.
Nice.
Very cool.
Pretty damn good. Other than the brittle.
Oh, just wait till we have masterwork smithing kits.
We should be able to buy them pretty soon if we keep our money resources high and we sell stuff.
What are you doing?
I mean, is there any more blood magic I can learn from the notes, or no?
Not from these notes, no.
Not from these notes.
What about info on the gems? Or you want to do the spell book? Oh wait, you really can't. Never mind.
No, I'm not a wizard.
Yeah.
It wouldn't do me any good.
Get a blood familiar.
If only.
Vampire bat.
I'm gonna hit
That's
up
what I'm talking about.
I'm gonna hit up the Hyoko library and do some research.
Alright, what would you like to research?
What information that they have on the Broken Brothers.
Okay.
Or actually,
Yeah?
no, what information do they have on the Black Hand?
Oh, he's looking into daddy.
I gotta check up on that.
Yeah, you gotta look for Papa. He put this mark on your face and then he abandoned you. Papa, where did you go? Hope it doesn't take that long to get.
Where did you go? Wow, 3 1s on that roll. Shit damage.
It rolls at 12. Shit damage. Stupid.
What?
All right.
6-3 and 3 1s. That's
All right, Race. What are you doing today? And Holden, you finished your pickaxe. Oh,
Hey.
lefty, if you will.
What day are we on?
We were on day 22.
I wanted to start making the Masterwork Gladiator's mail.
Alright, that one's gonna take you some money. I'm gonna need so you have materials, you have the craftsman, you have the workshop. I need 400 gold from you.
All right, here you go. Thank you.
I need gold.
Also, were the glaive and the pickaxe both 1 stock of obsidian?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Even though I know it doesn't make a lot of sense, just to keep things easy, everything is always 1 stock. Doesn't matter how big or
Okay.
small it is.
Yeah.
Did it also take 1 stock of the bloodstone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're down to.
Can't have any of mine.
I have my own.
Yeah, I think Rhea had 5 and Zu'el had 5.
Well, I have
Yeah.
4 because I gave one.
Oh yeah,
I gave one away for no reason. Just like here.
All right. So Masterwork Gladiator's mail. What would you like it to contain?
I forgot what materials we already found.
We have obsidian and steel.
I don't want it to be obsidian because it would be brittle.
You don't
Then
want to
you'll
wear
have to
glass.
You'll have to buy the materials then.
I guess just steel. Unless,
So iron.
yeah.
Okay.
Unless there's something else.
Any adornments?
You want to
Did
put
we
the
already
ruby in?
sell that? Did we sell
Oh,
the
no.
ruby?
If
We
you,
have an emblem for our people yet? Do we have a heraldry?
I mean, we can not sell the ruby, but that's 600 gold though.
Alright.
That's a lot of.
He's
I'm just gonna
earned it
put another
though.
bloodstone in.
All right. Well, we don't even know what the thing's gonna really look like, but yeah, if you want to do the ruby, you can do the ruby.
I honestly wouldn't know what it does.
Makes it
I don't
pretty.
know I don't know what the bloodstone does either.
So as I said earlier, each of the more you add to it, the more options I have to roll on. The ruby
Okay.
adds a whole table to it. Like ruby is an association with fire, vitality, vigor, and rage.
then I
Thanks.
like
You could go ape shit.
Oh, that sounds like a fun blade.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't think rage would be great for you, because if you end up rolling rage,
Rage.
It depends.
I mean,
Yeah.
it depends. I'm a paladin now.
yeah, but you wouldn't be
I
able
have
Can't cast.
to cast. Yeah.
What?
So ruby?
Yeah, ruby.
Okay.
All right, goodbye, ruby. We have 400 gold.
All right. Go ahead and give me craft rolls.
All right.
Can I aid him with my stone cutting to make the gem do more fancy stuff?
Unfortunately, no, because you're making your own stuff right now.
Okay.
Today's the day you finish it, but you still have to spend the day to do it.
He's got the jeweler forge chop.
I was gonna say,
So
if I was you, I'd wait and roll this together with Holden or with
Then I'll
a 19.
wait.
Yeah. I was gonna say that's what I would do, because that's up to you.
Could I keep the roll and wait till Holden finishes?
Yeah, you can do that if that's what you want. What do you want to do this
Yeah.
day instead?
Read from my book, the
blacksmithing book?
So,
Yeah, blacksmithing book.
research. Okay.
He goes to start and he's like, maybe I should do some research first.
Yeah, research.
Okay, research.
Thongs and their uses.
Battle thongs.
I'm just
and their
gonna-
usage.
I'm just gonna do my roll for health if you don't mind.
I do.
Just give me a second,
Okay.
because you're probably... Depending on what I roll, you might rebuild when you see the katana.
Oh my god. What do you mean?
It's just better that you wait. Just trust me.
He's gonna be like, oh, I want to be a barbarian again.
Oh, what do you mean rebuild?
Just trust me.
Oh my god. What are you doing? You can't just leave this on my door. I hate surprises.
Katana's gonna have a ghost duplicate that counts as 2-weapon fighting, and now you can be a fighter.
Oh god, she's an echo now.
Well, that means that, I mean, like, the only thing that would matter is if I was gonna reclass to another class.
Might.
Why?
I do not
Years of
know that.
Samurai Academy training wasted.
Years
Yeah.
of academy training wasted. That's still one of my favorite lines from that movie, dude. Years of academy training wasted. All right. Let me roll your pickaxe, Holden, because you finished it.
Yay! Oh.
Okay.
High one, a low one, and
We've-
middles.
I swear to God, I'm not going back to Barbarian and wasting all of that time.
No. It's
If I was gonna stay a Barbarian, I'd just go the fucking old, let me punch the shit out of you.
the blade lets you multi-class into Samurai Barbarian.
Yes. I also have to respec my feet and stuff also. Unless that's part of the class retraining, I don't know. I'm excited for this pick though. I think it's because he hit a 92.
All right, here you go.
Come on, drum roll.
Ring.
All right, Masterwork Obsidian Pickaxe has Flame Glass, which is 1d8. It has Exploding, which has a unique effect. When you critically hit with this weapon, you deal 1d10 fire damage to all enemies adjacent to the target. And when this happens, it has a chance to break, so I roll a break chance, but it does not increase it. So I only roll against whatever the current brittle chance is, and it has brittle.
So it's a 1 in 100 then?
The base chance is dependent on, I believe it's 10% is the base chance, but basically, if he rolls a 1, brittle, you roll against it, and then if nothing happens, then you increase the chance permanently by 1. In this case, if you roll a crit, you just only roll the chance to break it, but you don't increase it.
Yeah.
So,
like, he can't roll brittle anyways.
well, he can, he just has to roll 2 1s in a row. So.
That's the 20 then. How'd that explode? Oh, man. Oh, yeah, imagine he rolling 2 1s in a row and you fucking brittle and then crit. Or is it only considered a brittle roll then?
Quite bold in the description.
Is what? I don't understand your question.
If he rolls a double 1, he gets the halfling thing where it's considered a crit.
Yes, but he still rolls a 1.
Okay, so then...
So technically it happens twice. So, yes.
Yeah, okay. So double 1s would be the worst case.
Well, double 1s, he gets the crit. He rolls, increases the brittle, and then it triggers again, but it doesn't increase. So he has 2 chances to break it. But
yeah,
look, man, he's got a grenade on a stick. I don't know what to tell you. Right?
Well, time to go back into the mines. Ding, 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 boom!
You got the exploding picks from Quare, man. Be happy.
Oh yeah, those things, dude. That was so good. Gonna go teeth mining. Mm-hmm. All right, Holden, what would you like to do on day 23? Everybody else is advancing their research and training.
Assist Rhea with his gem thing and his gladiator mill.
Okay.
Did he even finish the katana yet?
He's on day 12.
Question. Would
Or
Bless
13. Day 13. What's
do
up?
anything for our... Would Bless do anything for our...
It doesn't last long enough to matter.
Okay.
And it also doesn't affect skill checks.
Yeah.
You need guidance for that one, friend.
I don't have guidance anymore.
He got rid of it.
Unfortunate.
All right, so let's go over. You want a masterwork gladiator's mail.
Yep.
With Ruby.
A Ruby Adornment.
Are you also doing the Blood Mage gem or no?
Could I even add the Blood Mage?
You can. The more you add to it, the more expensive the overall item's going to be. But the more stuff I get to roll on. Right now, you've already paid 400 gold for base for the gladiator's mail. If you add more, I'll have to up it.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it as is.
As a
Do
ruby?
you want to add in a hit of Rumunda weed to it?
What?
Smoking some Rwanda weed?
No.
I don't know if
that is not applicable.
Is there anything?
It's just like offset some of the.
I don't know, man.
What about the salt that he found?
No. If
Oh,
it was
okay.
Silver Soul, it's a different story. But
Yeah.
all right,
I will.
with Holden's assistance, it takes less time. So instead of the 12 days it would take, it was only going to take you 6.
Nice.
So yeah, first day out of 6. What were you saying, Vale?
What do the cookies do?
They fill you with rich chocolatey goodness.
Ah, I understand exactly what these are for. I put them in a little box and label it in case of Holden.
I don't get it.
We're gonna lure him with cookies.
D10 5.
But he doesn't like chocolate.
Do you?
Not like
I like chocolate.
Yeah, they're cookies.
Chocolate.
If he's not coming out of the mine, we can leave one outside and capture him.
All right, day 24 passes. Oh shit. Took, you finish your research into the blood curse.
Oh boy.
Oh,
My god.
Mother of God.
I have,
A lot of news.
I have a lot to tell you. Also, the katana's finished.
It's just
Alright.
the notes.
Are you there, Taz?
Yeah,
Alright.
I just have to put away something real quick. Just 3 seconds.
Okay.
While
Victor,
we're all
one go.
tinking away at stuff. Aye, Eason. But what's the story with you and the lass? I figured it was improper to ask when she was, not doing her best, but now that she's fine, I think it's an alright time to figure out what's going on between you two. Is she your wife?
She's my betrothed.
Ah, so not quite pre-wife, yes.
Free wife.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Oh my. Oh.
Also, did the recipes
Oh
take more
my
than a
God.
day?
Holy shit.
Did the recipes what?
The recipes I was learning from.
You only
Uh,
spent one. You only spent 1 day. That wasn't
Yeah,
long
I
enough.
was wondering if it took more than a day. That's all.
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
If I don't get research in a day, you don't get research in a day.
And you get a bitch, and you get a bitch.
Alright, well that's good to know. Just been curious about
Alright,
it.
Duke's
Figured
back.
I'd ask.
See, told you, sister wife.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Oh my gosh.
I will kill you guys. Leave him alone.
I mean, I'm not messing with him, I just wanted to know. Spent like a month and a half with the man, and I still couldn't figure out what she was to him. Curiosity got the best of me. Alright, I am going to do a thing.
Yeah.
Hey!
Eason will name his item. But oh no, that's right. You can name it. But,
I was gonna say, no.
The cutting veil.
Listen, these veil things are. I'm going to kill you.
I thought it sounded kind of cool, but whatever.
Yeah, it's cool, except my name's Vale. Sounds like I'm like, Never mind. I'm not gonna go into that one.
Narcissistic, egotistical.
No, I'm just not. I'm no,
Okay, I'm sorry.
no.
I will
like-
shut up now.
No, you're fine. No, it's just what I was gonna say would be like, not on stream.
oh good.
But after stream.
I'll tell you guys after stream. Oh my God, is that a Luke?
Is there a way to add an on-crit effect that isn't just damage to a roll?
Are we waiting for something?
I'm
Yeah,
typing.
You have a crit effect
Oh.
that says you have a chance to break.
I'm typing. I'm doing something. Hold on.
Listen, he's typing up this massive fucking sword.
you can do extra critical damage, and then type that in there.
Will it change the damage type if I just write fire after it? Because it unlike the damage in the other thing where it has a drop down, it just has like extra damage. I don't know if it would like match the weapon type or.
You want extra critical damage.
Yeah, just put it in extra crit damage, and we'll know that it's fire just from the weapon.
You do 1d. Here, I'll type it out. So you want to do 1d10, just like that, and then you just do bracketed fire, like that,
with no space. Trust me.
Type this.
Yeah, just like that. I typed it on there for you.
Oh, okay, yeah, I see it.
I'm in it also. That's how you would do that. And then you could do.
Yes.
We already know it has explosion.
Hey, that's what I wanted. So then we could just click that, and I know that I did 5 explode damage.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't do any explosion damage because
no,
that wasn't a crit.
Well, he hit the crit.
I hit the crit damage. So it added the 1d10 at the end.
I see. Yeah, okay, I was gonna say. Yeah, the 1d10 is the fire. Actually, we could probably do we can just do explosion instead.
Cool guys don't look at explosions.
And the explode damage is AoE around the target, like 5 foot. Swag.
Yeah, all adjacent targets. They're all adjacent enemies. Well,
Wait a minute.
all adjacent creatures, so it would be us too.
Wait a minute. Well, I mean, y'all are fine. Am I gonna blow myself up with this?
Oh, so you're not worried about us. Just you. Wow. Okay.
This is my pick and
No,
hand.
see, I'm not worried about y'all. Holden would be worried about y'all. But I'm just like, am I gonna kill myself when I crit when I have 1 health and I blow myself backwards?
You crit and your arm's gone.
Oh no.
You're holding a live grenade, my dude.
I accept
I
this
swear
risk.
to God, I'm calling it now. The first roll with the attack, you're gonna crit with that thing.
I'm gonna blow my arm off.
No, that's 7, 8, 12, 16 spells left.
Wait, doesn't Deadly also... Oh, wait, no, I don't have Deadly.
I have
It says Deadly. Yeah.
which increases the die
Damage by
the
1 extra
spells.
die.
Oh my God, he's still typing.
That's how long it is. You have like 30
scared.
effects.
Well, I mean, he did just like
I know.
kind of almost like
I know.
There's a
complete
15,
the
there's a
blood
94, a
reset.
93, a 3. You got 4 things in like the topper echelon and lower echelon.
My goodness.
How would I?
So whichever way's good, up high or low, you hit it at least twice.
I know.
Took now holds the secret
God,
to
I did.
hiding
Oh, no.
the sorcerers from the church, and nobody knows.
How what?
My
Can
God.
I do that?
I mean, you're reading about it right now.
Yeah, and I'm gonna do the complete reverse of what it's trying to do.
What?
He's gonna put blood back into people.
Oh no! Oh no!
No, like
How to
I'm sure,
expose the source?
I'm sure Took already like, I'm sure Took knows what it is, and it's like nothing. It's probably nothing demoniac and stuff.
You keep saying demoniac.
Cause there is.
Yeah, honestly, Took, you're in the wrong campaign. You should be in the Dark Sermon, honestly. You fit right in with Mikael.
All right,
Just Took.
here we go.
Oh boy.
Woo!
I feel like I need to get a helmet. Oh my
So,
God.
Masterwork Obsidian Katana. You are tier 4. It is a +1 katana, which means it's magical. It has a carrying exposure of 3. It has the following abilities. Shadow Shroud. Whenever you defeat an enemy, you become invisible for 1 round. That lasts until, of course, that invisibility was struck. So if it happens on an attack of opportunity, it lasts until that would have happened. Bloodfire. Whenever you would attack an enemy with bleed damage, you gain a +1 to attack. If this hits, that enemy takes its bleed damage as fire damage immediately and then clears its bleed damage. Its code that is bearing with this sword is Yoshanasi, which means the wielder may not strike at an opponent for non-lethal damage. In addition, this weapon may not be sheathed until it has killed a creature. The code means no mercy.
Oh boy.
Oh.
That's perfect
Hey,
for you.
you synergize with me.
Is
And me. I make things bleed.
Oh.
I can make
this,
this. Wait.
this isn't the one with the ghost fire, is it?
Yes,
Yeah.
it
It
is.
is.
Yes.
That's the
Oh, okay.
Bloodfire.
Yeah.
Oh, it's obsidian?
Oh.
No.
No.
Yeah.
It's Ebony and Ghostfire.
It's supposed to be...
It's-
That was a mistype. It's supposed to be Ebony. My bad.
Oh, it didn't get any. Oh, okay. All
Are you
right.
about to say it didn't get any fire damage?
It did.
Yeah.
When you get...
It
Oh, it
did.
did? Oh.
Yeah, but it's a situational one.
Look, a lot of your party deals bleed, though, so...
I know. I know. The problem is all of our enemies have been resistant.
Yeah, because
Or
that's
just
always
perfect.
going to be the case. Like, come
Yes.
on. Okay.
Yes.
Anyway.
Man.
Wait. Oh no! Wait. Eason just drew the sword. Run.
All right. Took.
Holy shit.
Yes.
All right. This, I need to talk to you
Four.
directly because this is,
Okay.
my God. So since you've changed yourself around to be an alchemist, you have discovered something about the blood curse, or specifically, how sorceress blood is manifested. As it turns out, unbeknown to many of the people that live within Corvanus, the likelihood of a sorcerer being born is increased exponentially the closer they live to a cross-section of a ley line. The evidence here suggests that while there is a minute chance for a sorcerer to be born or any type of magical blood to be inherited wherever there are ley lines, the closer that you get to where those ley lines cross, or mana wells as they are referred to in the research notes, there is a much higher chance that such an individual will be born. There is also notes here that with your alchemist's eye, you are able to uncover that whatever the researchers' original intent was, they had made some tertiary discoveries. They have discovered that sorceress blood can be extracted from the caster. This effect is permanently damaging to the individual. It was first approached as a way to maybe cure magic from the person. Unfortunately, the notes reveal that this process kills the individual, and that was not the purpose of the researcher. But you have been able to find an additional secret by studying the notes. You believe that not only do you know how to extract this magic from blood, but you can apply it directly to another person. You have found the secret of transference.
Oh, no.
So, with this transference thing, does it work on muted individuals?
You mean blanks?
Yeah.
It is not clear.
Oh.
What is clear is that taking the magic from someone will certainly turn them into a blank.
Interesting.
So.
So,
I cannot express enough, Taz, how important this secret is. So what you do with that knowledge as Took is very important.
yes, of course. The demoniacs are trying to steal magic from people. I gotta stop that.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah. I'm just kidding.
I don't know that you are.
Yeah.
Wait. Okay, so we clearly saw these guys are demoniacs, and with these research notes, they're trying to take magic.
What
but it seems like-
the intention of the notes were is that the blood mages were trying to remove the magical component from blood so that people would not be persecuted. In order to approach that subject, they had to approach how is blood made magical and how would you remove it. obviously,
Okay.
one of the routes is to take magic directly from the blood, and that was discovered by the researcher to not be a solution to the problem, because they don't want to kill people. But what you have noticed is that you've taken it a step further, that if applied properly, you could actually extract it and place it into someone else, therefore the transference of magic.
Interesting. Okay, so these are in the notes saying that they don't want to be killing people and all that, right?
It doesn't say it explicitly, but any sort of research that goes towards or comes to the conclusion that the person would die is abandoned. And, so you could piece that together, but it's up to you to believe what your character would. But
Was there mention of demons at all in the notes?
no, but
Okay.
well,
There you
I
go.
mean, there is, but only in reference as to the purpose of the notes, which is to combat the demonic threat, or rather, to combat the threat that demons provide to these innocent people by removing them.
Okay, there it is. Okay, good,
Yes.
good.
It's used to stop them from causing massive exposure events that summon demons.
Yeah, I understand that. Okay, good. I was hoping that there's something like that.
What you also notice in the research notes that you seem to believe that the researcher was onto something. A cure may have been within grasp, had they not been killed.
Who could have done that?
Okay, so, but they were okay. In Took's view, they were trying to, or at least there was a demon behind a portal, and they're trying to essentially prevent people from succumbing to demonic magics and stuff, right?
More accurately, they're trying to remove the reason that people are hunted down and killed by removing their magic.
Yeah.
The reason that they're hunted down is because it is believed that this magic causes demonic incursions.
Yeah.
So,
Interesting. So I would definitely like to help.
Yep.
Is there? Would I be able to glean off how to continue figuring out the cure?
Ethan. No,
well,
excuse me.
if you want to continue on that research, that is something that you can do, but that is something that you'll need access to greater archives for, because this was already, pardon the pun, on the bleeding edge of knowledge, right? So you're going to have to find archives that have greater knowledge than this, or you're going to have to rampantly experiment.
To inform the party of this.
So do you want to pick up
the real
where
question.
Alavantis left off and find some
God,
some apostate bodies to experiment on?
And summon some more demons.
No, we don't have to summon the demons. I don't know. We don't know what he was doing with the demons, but he was using bodies.
Well,
and
take your
their
time and think on that, because we're pretty much at time.
Oh, we are.
So let's go ahead and roll out
Yes.
everybody's HP. Since I didn't roll the thing that I thought would make a class
Did
change.
we
What?
have enough time for all the things that I put in that Coffee would want to accomplish? Or are we going to have to wait for a deck session for that?
You're still learning the language.
Yeah,
Okay, because I didn't know how long that was going to
15
take.
days.
It takes
15
15 days.
got
You're on day 9.
Got it. Thank you.
Shout out to day 9.
Alrighty, let's go ahead and roll some HP then. So who did rebuilds?
I did.
You did.
I'll do mine first because I'm ready.
did. Okay. Anyone else?
Coffee did?
Coffee
Yeah,
did.
I
Coffee
swapped
did.
class. Yep.
All right.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and re-roll all the way from the beginning because you have different dice changes.
Yep.
So let's see here. You were level 3. First level is going to be 10. Did you change any stats? Doesn't look like it. So
No.
first level is 11. So I need 2d10 minimum 6, or 1d10 minimum 6 twice.
Yeah, I'll just do that.
Okay.
Oh!
Okay. All right. So that's going to be another 11. That's 22, and then 7 on top of that. So it's 29. A 2 hit point
29.
difference. Not so
I
bad.
know, that's sad.
That's not so bad. Could have been a lot worse.
Yeah.
Could have been. Could have rolled 2 6s.
Okay, HP recalculated.
No, I'm saying it was sad for me being a barbarian. Like,
Well, that's what happens when you only get +1 to your con.
Alrighty. Ray, you're up next. So, your con is, let's see, your stats seem to be all properly mitted out. So, your starting level as a paladin is 12. So go ahead and roll for me the same thing that Vale just did. 1d10, minimum 6. Okay, and... Okay. So that's 8 and 8, 16 on top of 12 is 28.
How much HP does Bill have?
29.
Yay, I still win.
Yeah, you were ahead of me before.
Yay!
Did you roll like max twice or some shit?
Alright, Coffee. Con of +1. First level is going to give you 9, because Bard is a D8 class. I need you to roll what they did, but a D8 minimum 5 instead.
Look on the bright side. We all rolled. I think all of us rolled minimum.
Min 6, correct?
Min 5.
5.
Min 5. Apologies.
Yep.
And it's 1d8, correct?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, I think I checked that up
Looks
correctly.
good.
Nice.
Next one.
Nice.
I should have copied and pasted them.
Oh, you can just do up arrow.
Just push up, yeah.
Yeah.
Uppies.
Uppies.
Puppies.
Alright.
Alrighty, starting out,
Alrighty.
it looks like you got 9, you got 8 on top of that, 17, 6 on top of that, put you at 23 hit points. I think you guys all went down 2 hit points each.
That's pretty good.
That's not too
For
bad.
going down a whole dice. Yeah.
That's not bad. That could definitely be worse. Okay, alright. So we got everybody's health out of the way that needed to get healed. Ba-ba-ba-bow. Everybody's stuff is concluded for the stuff that could get concluded. So we are going to end on day 25. And there'll be a couple of social events. So I should be able to pack in a full session next time. But then after that, we'll probably be on break for this group. So I can rewrite. But anyway,
Alrighty.
I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
I've named my pickaxe.
What'd you name it? Blaze Bomber? Okay.
Ladies bomber.
What a great name.
Let's go.
Grenade on a stick.
Don't crit is what you call it.
Don't crit. Crits. Fuck!
Fritz gets launched back 20 feet because I'm half a man. And I just go, whoa!
Then you find out your top of your head's missing and you're bald.
I'm okay with that.
Oh, you don't think you're a freak?
Oh,
That's pretty common in this land.
What, be
All right.
bald?
Yeah.
Good stuff, guys. Let's see if we got any fan art to look at.
Yeah.
I'm looking for fanned art.
Fan art, pause champ.
15
See a
new
height
feet.
graph.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, what does what
give
things do a
us-
katana have? Like as a base?
Katana is a longsword.
Okay.
Yeah.
Although it has different tricks and masteries, and I'll get those to you, don't worry. And no, it won't be like the scythe where you have to wait, you won't ever get it.
You know what?
Chicken
Feel
butt.
validated now. Thank you.
Classic.
Yeah. Guys, I'm never gonna miss now. What?
facts.
Get
No,
to
Oh my
I-
god.
Facts. That's what that is. Straight facts.
Who did that? Oh my god.
High breeze. Jesus.
Yours.
Meme.
Mine.
I love it.
That's amazing. Bro!
Skyrim?
Yeah, it's Skyrim.
Skyrim,
You're
yeah,
like, bro,
that's
look
fun.
at my bro. Look at that new mine smell.
Yes.
Yes.
Holden passes out.
Everybody inside of the mine.
Yeah.
This is what I always wanted. Bro! We'll be inside. You'll never see us again.
funny.
You had your 6 days. Oh man, that's good stuff.
Oh, that's funny.
Thanks
So,
a
Duke,
lot.
what'd you learn?
What'd you learn? So much. Okay, thank you guys for watching. Thanks for supporting everybody. Thanks for all the subs, all that good stuff. It looks like we got one from I Can't Afford Therapy. Ingredients.
Nice.
Oh my goodness.
Me neither.
Alrighty. Bye-bye, guys. See you next
Bye.
time.